Okay, here we go. This day is a very important day. Probably for reasons you wouldn't think. I've been saying for a very long time, and yes, I know the camera's up there. I've been saying for a very long time, warning about a certain time and day, about 20-something minutes from now, on this day. I've been used to make a lot of memes, done videos naming this, warning about 2025. Warning about a lot of events that will happen, very precise details, sometimes specific times and everything. And isn't it funny how I've always been proven right? For those who look at the evidence. I mean, I'm shadow banned, but I'm not hardcore censored anymore, at least mostly. You can see the evidence and confirm all this, but I'll get to that. It's not 12:53 yet. In fact, no, before I do that, before I show, I am going to, while I have this conversation with myself, and a one-sided conversation between myself and the intended viewers, I'm going to drink this. Well, this is all the Coke I've got left. Haven't had anything to drink yet today, so I got this a couple of days ago and I already drank half of it. But I'm going to pour myself one while I wait. There's like 100 different topics I want to talk about, and probably 1,000 different points. But I've already done so many times over for those who look through the surface shadow banning, because the evidence is all out there if you want to look. Get to that hopefully. Is this too strong? I mean, it's a bit frothy from the last one I made yesterday. I usually make them a little bit stronger than that. I always make it too strong. Is it hate speech to drink Jack Daniels on camera? It's probably hate speech to drink it, and also hate speech not to. I hope I don't make noise, like scratching the mic on the thing, because it's a sensitive new mic, a good, very expensive one too. I intend this, and it probably won't end up this way, but I intend this video to be like a low-key version of my food for thought video, which I was drunk from pain. Sound like I was drunk as fuck, but I was drunk from pain. Uh, 20 minutes. And by the way, I'll show. These are not sandwiches. These are what I warned people in advance. I've been warning privately for quite a long time, and then I started warning publicly last couple of years or so, that this solar cycle, 11-year or so solar cycle, there's gonna be a bit more disturbing than usual, and there's gonna be quite a few solar flares and blackouts and a few things. There's worse ones to come in generations from now, but that's not to worry about yet. That's not my problem to deal with, really. I want people to put bubble wrap and then tinfoil, and if possible another layer of bubble wrap on the outside, just to give it padding. You don't want to put tinfoil around your hard drive, but to do this, there's other things you can do as well. But to do this to your backup, all your pictures, your art, your whatever data you want to protect. I've got more than this, a lot more than this. I've wanted to do that because of the solar flares that will come, and I have a habit of calling them on the day. How would I possibly know all this, and many other things? Because my story couldn't be true, right? It's been a long road. One more. But if you haven't backed up your data, you really need to. Isn't it funny? I warned about this day for a long time, and I don't want to miss the right time. I've got to keep checking the time. I probably will anyway. But I've been warned about this time and day for a long time, and on the eve of this day. There's a series of coronal mass ejections, X-class ones. We just had the largest one of this year during this bizarrely active solar cycle. And this was the around the height of it. And this is, we just had the largest one of the year in a series of them all at the same time. And it takes time for them to reach Earth. You can see them with light, but the rest of it takes time to get here. And perfect timing, right on in the eve, and it's still happening on the eve. It's kind of it's funny. Right before this video, everything just went low and calm. So unless a sudden bang happens, sudden collision in the atmosphere, should be okay. A bit funny how it's just the calm in the center of the storm or something, or a different type of storm, solar storm. But nonetheless, all around the world, there's been rainbow lights in the sky. I am the things that I say I am. And I am the one behind the rainbow, man. And here we're having the on the eve, the night before, this unheard of event. I mean, I don't ever remember there being any aurora borealis here ever before, but everywhere on the eve. Wasn't there a Bible reference where it says, as surely as the sun goes down and comes up in the morning, or something like that, if you can stop that from happening, then the man upstairs will be able to do. You'll have the power to stop him from whatever his plans are. And obviously, no. I don't think any government of this world has been able to move the sun like that, unless you want to, blame 3i Atlas. I'm not, but yeah, I guess it's a bit plausible. But nonetheless, rainbows around the world, the sun didn't go down. The sun stayed up in rainbow lights because of the aurora borealis from all the coronal mass ejections. Fancy that. It's like all those videos I show of lightning and weird, strange rainbow lightning coming up of the ground like a Faraday cage around me, with witnesses too. Scares the living lights out of some people too. A few minutes ago. But there's a reason for this video. It's quite simple, actually. People have asked me over the years, not so much lately because certain minority people who would ask already know, but I was asked many times, why, what's this 2025 thing you keep talking about? A lot of things are going to start making sense. In fact, I'm going to open a text file. Make a couple of points. There's one point. What are some other things? There's just that one thing I wanted to remember to do. I think that's important. Oh, and I should add. There we go. Oh yeah, there's my putty cat. Yeah, Puddin. He's just chilling on the lounge with me. He's just chilling. Yeah, Bubba. You don't want to go outside? Do you want to hang out with Daddy, yeah? Yeah. He's a happy boy. It's very hot outside, isn't it? He's cool inside. He's found a coolness that he can tolerate. I'm really sick. Do I have to explain? Sick of explaining. No one listens, right? Oh, that's what I wanted to say, yeah. A few minutes to spare, okay. About 13 years ago now. Well, it's the 13th right now, isn't it? About 13 years ago, I made the decision to start going pub with some things. Although it was almost a year later that I went public with my story that I wrote in chapters with expected consequences. It's all true. Got piles of proof to anyone who wants to look. And if you can't find it, if it's a shadow banning or something, just let me know. It's funny, people don't accuse me of lying or being crazy anymore. Oh crap. Jeremy is Zach Terran guy. He's the founder of Anonymous. He was an international spy and stuff. That can't be true. It actually explains a lot of things. Why do you know all this stuff? Where did you get those certain skills from? What's going on? Ain't that the tip of the iceberg, eh? Wasn't what you thought I was, although a lot of people suspected. And it goes far deeper than that. It's all true. And it's all provable. Hey, Puddin'. Yeah, Puddin'. Yeah, Puddy. He loves this. He loves to listen to me talk. He doesn't like it when I don't talk about him, but if I talk about him, he knows. He'll know I'm talking about him right now. I think he knows what him means, but he understands. This is one of his special spots. I can't let anyone sit in my lounge, or he gets really unhappy. He might even take off for 3 days. It's one of his special secret spots. So I can sleep or sit on the lounge. She's okay with me. But anyone else, I mean, my next door neighbour, Elle, she can come in. He's okay because he knows her. He's like the one person he sees regularly, and she has cats too, and he visits them. And so one other person, he'll that. But anyone else, he won't forgive me for 2 months. No hurry. Oh yeah, if you're watching this video when it goes up, there's one I did this morning. In fact, I haven't slept. One of the reasons is I was doing that video. Very important and insightful video about the current predicament of things in the world. What's really going on that should be obvious, only it isn't to so many. I spoke to an AI, a new kind of AI that's I would have liked to be developing this kind of stuff. I pioneered a lot of AI back in the day, and I haven't up until recently. I had to stop working on it for a long time for political reasons that are explained in my story. I've been saying things for so long, getting gaslighted, attacked, and naysayed every step of the way, no matter how much evidence I put up. Won't even look at it. It's too outrageous to even consider. It's like Galileo every day. It's like Solid Snake in the microwave chamber every day. Or Naked Snake in the forest, which I had to actually do a couple of years ago. I'd like to get into that, explain that, but I think anyone looking at this probably already knows. But yep, that's one thing I wanted to say. How long have I got? 10 minutes, okay. Powerful man once said, the gist of what he said, which is not the origin of this, but just one of a powerful man copying the gist of another powerful man, much more powerful than he. But have you ever wondered, if you have so much power and influence, everyone looks up to you, everyone respects you, everyone thinks you're like a god or something. But what if you're cut down? What if you lost everything and you're vulnerable, all on your own? All the people who would swear by you just to get around your shadow, would they stick by you? You can never pick it. People you think that will stand by you are almost always, if not always, and at least in the early years of me going public, progressively, not some people stood up at first and then got scared. And remained silent. Others, hey, they deleted me off every contact point, and at least had the courtesy to apologize, saying, I believe everything you say. I've looked at the evidence. I know what you're saying is true, but I can't ever speak to you again because I'm scared they'll come after me. That's how you end the world. Cowardice. The world ends not in a bang, but a whimper of great cowardice. If you're not willing to fight for something, you don't deserve that something. That includes your human rights. Your very survival. Oh, where was I? This is already starting to hit me, and the nausea brings the nausea on. I have a coffee or have alcohol, I start getting my balance goes, and I have to go past this point where I almost pass out. This is right now. What was I saying again? It's like getting hit in the head with a brick, the nausea. I try not to black out, although I haven't fully blacked out for a while, but I've been close many times lately. That's what I have to live with. What was I saying? Nausea. Get past this nausea and I'll be okay. That's what I was up to, yeah. The people you think that'd stick by you turn out to stab you in the back. You're down the ground, unconscious, bleeding out. They lay the boot in. People who swore allegiance to you. The moment you're vulnerable, the moment you get your back turned, they stick a knife in your back. They kick you in the guts while you're unconscious, and they steal your wallet. That's the vast majority, right? And then there's people you would least expect to have your back. And in your hour of need, they do. It reminds me of the story of the Good Samaritan. It's funny, so many religious people just don't get it. I've got recordings of me going to churches and stuff. Hey, I'm a whistleblower, this is who I am and stuff, and the government's after me, I've done no crime, I need to get this evidence out, I'm bleeding out. Aren't churches supposed to be a sanctuary? No. You need to lay low, go away and die. Oh, by the way, one of those main churches near the closest one to where I used to live, before I was illegally and wrongfully evicted in a version of history that's now been deleted. Guess what? The main priest there is now in prison. I'm sure you know why. I'm not saying they're all guilty, but they're not all guilty of that, but the cover-ups were not okay. And there was an infiltration, and there's a giant war within the Catholic Church. Not that I've ever been Catholic myself. Long story there. You have to ask. There's only so much I can say in this video, right? But you just can't pick it who's got your back and who doesn't. And for not just since I went public, most of the time since I went public, but most of my life, I've just been betrayed, sabotaged, stabbed in the back. I act in good faith, and most people seem to be offended. They're not offended. They're ashamed of themselves. How dare you act better than me? You make me feel bad about myself. You're the devil. Fucking 2D cardboard cutouts of a creature. If you only live in 2 dimensions, you're not alive. Cardboard cutouts. With all this human brain power we have, how can you be this stupid? Even my pudding just sighed. Did you see that? Hey, pudding. Did you just sight that? He's purring. He when I'm passionate, he doesn't get upset. Look at him. He feels inspired. He goes to sleep to turn do when he's debating and stuff, don't you? He loves it. He loves it. He gets overstimulated. He's very sensitive pudding. But he can sense things. He's a cat. Yeah. It's very hot outside, and you can see he's like, ugh. It's like an ice block in here. It usually isn't. Here, Bubba. He just looked at me and started purring loud. I think he wants my attention. Do you know I'm talking about you? I'm talking about you. He's like, okay, Oh, look, he's going to do roly-polies. Easy, poly. As I say, he knows when I'm talking about him. He loves it when I talk about him. But he's probably thinking, why is there no one else? You're usually talking to someone else about me. Which is no one else. You're talking to yourself. What's going on? What if he knows I'm recording? I had a dog, a Rottweiler, that used to do that. Used to get the camera out and say, "Hey, say stuff to the camera." He'd get embarrassed because he knows I'm going to play it back to him later, and he gets so embarrassed. He knows it's him. He knows he used to know how the camera recorded. All right, you go back. I don't want to disturb your pudding. I know you want cuddles. You want small cuddles. I know, baby. I know. I'm gonna start talking about you because you're gonna just say, "Oh, what's that? What's going on? Your daddy talking about me." So, yeah, you can't pick it. He'll betray you, and he's got your back. But the thing is, all the people who turned on me, so many of them. Some people flip-flopping narratives, clout chasing one moment, sticking a knife in the back the next. I have to pat him. I have to pat him while I talk. He's jealous of the camera or something. You're jealous of the camera. You just want me to. All right, we'll do this. This is what I have to do. But I'm so disappointed in so many people. Let's go. There's different categories. Okay. There's those who just outright stick a knife in my back when I went public. Or we got less than 2 minutes. Well, lucky I checked. Then there's those who flip-flop, probably the worst. The hypocrites who play every side. Then there's those who remain silent because they felt guilty about not trying to save my life when I was being tortured and shit by the government. I can understand that to a degree. But there's a moment you just got to act like a fucking adult. I know, baby. I know, Baba. He's going to sit next to me. You can see a tail. He's just here. Yeah, Baba. What is it? Oh, he's going to go back. Okay. He just wants daddy's attention. Yeah, he just wants your daddy. He just wants your daddy. You want to be involved in what's going on. There's something cool going on. Well, you're on the camera, Puddin'. So I can get the gist of it, but not all of it. Alright, we only got a few seconds left. I'll put that on hold. $12.53 just hit. Right. Big reveal. I've known a lot of things in advance. I've explained, painfully explained over and over. I've shown the proof over and over. It's usually upon deaf ears. And one of the reasons, to time what I was just saying, one of the reasons people fall silent is they suspected there was something going on with me all along. And all the jigsaw puzzles fit suddenly. It all makes sense. And they get afraid. Their whole worldview breaks down. The rug is pulled out from under them. They get scared. They don't know what to do. Fight or flight. But there's a time where you gotta man up. Or, if not a man, act like a fucking adult. And do what you gotta do. He's just lying just there. He's spread out, flapped out across the floor now. Yeah, Puddin'. To go back, in fact, I didn't even put the images up, did I? Just give you an example. Alright, 6 years ago. This is an unlisted video, by the way. 90 people have viewed it because of many people I've personally shared it with, and long story there. I've got other. This is not the original copy, mind you. This is after I got a YouTube channel banned, and this is when the hardcore censorship was happening, and this is after that. So I've had, this channel here is one I've had for a few years now. When the hardcore banning started lowering down, at least on some platforms, because I kept showing evidence of the extreme criminal behavior coming from these corporations. A lot I could say there. Let's go to another one. Oh, and there's a file delete thing, right? Back in the day. This is an old meme reminding of right here, right now. So what's all about? I've been strategically documenting events. Mostly, but not entirely, as they relate to me and the targeting that has happened to me. And my engagement of would-be adversaries and my 100% flawless history. When I get raided by 30 police officers pointing their gun at me, and it's just a courtesy visit to let me know that I'm going to prison for the rest of my life for intimidating police. I'm half asleep. I'm in my bathrobe, can barely open my eyes. What's going on? Pointing their guns at me, giving me the courtesy call. How many times did that happen? Not as bad as when they smash my door down and take the bits of wood off the frame of my house and start parading it half a kilometre away in a bush. They must have paraded this stuff everywhere. I found bits of my home everywhere. Almost like half a kilometre away and stuff. Oh, a lot I could say over that. But what it shows you, get this up again. This is a good example here. This is just all document, and I would tell people back in the day over and over. They didn't understand. I say you will understand when the time comes, if you're still alive and still around. I'm documenting to show what I suffered and endured, and what I proved in great adversity. You'll know when the time comes that I was right about everything. And shall I survive till this moment? If I don't survive, there were other backup options in place, but shall I survive, you'll know at that time being right now, you'll know if you saw all these things back then, or you go through them now, piles of evidence. You'll know that I was right about everything, and that knowledge of I was right about everything I was saying is already, in most cases, been proven already. People tend to go quiet. The proof comes around. Some will just still do the hit and run gaslighting tactics, right? I'm so disappointed in so many people who I once knew. Some of them would have sworn to take a bullet for me even. Just left me for dead. Exploited me, stabbed me in the back. Kick you when you're down, when you're unconscious, and steal your wallet. These people were never my friends. Never even my allies. They were villains. Trying to get close enough to put a knife in my back. To steal my riches. But there are things you can't steal. If only you just listened to my life story, you would understand. Anyone watches this, if you ever watched my life story, I'll try to get up in a minute. The date and time that I chose here was not some grand conspiracy. It was actually quite simple. I set a time. There's other stuff going on behind this as well in the timeline of events in the world. So I strategically picked the date and time and look at the world as it is now. If I told you back in 2012, 2013, when I began going public with things, and I got gaslighted and naysayed by every degenerate, only proven right everything over time, right? If I told you about the coronavirus situation, the Epstein files, the JFK stuff, the alien topic with governments taking it seriously, the confirmations of evidence, all kinds of things, the conspiracies in the world, the proven conspiracies, the government shutdowns, the wars, the chaos. What would have happened to me? And how will people have treated me? It doesn't matter how much you're proven right. Doesn't matter how much proof you have when you say it. As if they're going to look. Small people will always be small people. I wanted to document what I could to prove a bunch of points. The best form of credibility is not all the elaborate forms of evidence you can summon, which I can and have. Not the witnesses with government security clearances, which I also have. Blah, 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 blah. If you have a bunch of people saying that they're in a room, or every one of them says they're the champion boxer of the world, they're the champion of the world in boxing, it's easy to find out. Step in the ring. But they never do. They got their backs against the walls. They try to keep distance from each other. I'm the champion of the world. Don't question me. Don't challenge me. Please believe me. I beg you. I'll pay you to believe. Please believe me. Wayne, I'll pay you to believe me. And give me money. Right? I don't claim to be the boxing champion of the world. Although, back in school, people used to try to pay to get me to see me fight. And the government refers to me as a real-life Neo for a reason. Do I have that image here somewhere? I'll just throw it in. Well, this is... These are all... Here we go. These are all from... Oh, that's too big. These are all from actual recordings of distributed many times over. You can watch them yourself. Hopefully we'll get to that. The government refers to me as a real-life Neo, and clearly I can fight in more ways than just... Not like I didn't spend my life in my childhood training my vestibular system. I used to do hand flips all the way home and all the way to school. It's part of training my vestibular system, which is all fucked now. His job. I'll be back in a minute. Just hit my knee, I'm okay. So back to the boxing, man. If people want to say they can fight, they're championship boxer of the world. At most, there's only one person in the room who is. And if there's only one person who's in the ring, telling the others to get off their ass and join them in the ring and prove it, and the other 99 are backed up against the wall, trust me, bro. Trying to get allies and paid allies to support them. Look, I've got all the fan base and stuff. I paid these people $5 each to agree with me. It doesn't mean anything. One guy's in the ring. Get off your ass. Get in the ring. Prove it. Right? Using that example and metaphor. I can prove who I am and what my role is and my credentials and my qualifications. Qualifications is key here. In a whole elaborate list of ways. And I have done so. But those are not my preferred way. This world has no qualified leaders. And you think that these politicians and stuff and corporate officials, all these idiots are like they're bottom of the barrel. Do you think that there's much better in the general population? Maybe a few flowers hiding among the landscape of weeds, but there actually are better than the vast majority of people who, if they can't even tie their own shoelaces, I think most of the general population isn't even qualified to wipe their own ass. But it's also artificial. You've been trained or untrained, tamed and disarmed, especially up here. And this started three or so generations around the 1940s, late 1940s, after World War II, is where this machine all kicked in, and the indoctrination across generations. When one generation doesn't know any better, their children don't have any chance, and this is multiple generations in. If someone hundreds of years ago were to come here today and see what's going on, they'd be horrified. Not the only part, but a big part in all the documentation of all these years. All these time capsules, all these... There we go, clear again. All these evidences I have. It's not really about simply just proving I was right about this or that, or proving who I claim to be. It's rather showing first-hand evidence. Someone wants to say they're the championship boxer. Would you prefer them to show you a championship belt, which may or may not be the real thing? And even if it was, the credentials, power structures of the world have today, you probably bought your way, or it's some nepotism or something, right? I want to see a fight. You want to see who's the best fighter? Get in the ring and fight. Actually fight. You want to say that you're qualified and have credentials to give advice or solve any problems? Isn't it funny? No such leaders ever have any solutions. Trust me, bro, but I don't have any solutions and I don't know what I'm doing. But trust me, bro. No, I will not trust you, and you're not my bro. All these years of documentation was to show, not that I'm just qualified, not simply that I'm just right about so many things. I wanted you to see first-hand example how a king behaves. Not a scientist or a professional, some special name tag, blah, 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 blah. My name tag's empty. I'm the founder of Anonymous. The world needs a king, hence the No King protests. It wasn't about Trump. It was about Trump. This is a reaction to Trump saying he wants the USA to become back as officially as a colony of the United Kingdom. You think he agrees with Charles or Gustama? And of course not. One's stealing for Muslims, the other's stealing for Jews, and they're all at an all-time low. It's all chaos. No, it's not about that. You see, politicians are voted in, they can be voted out. So-called deep state government officials can be just dragged out by the ear. But when you have a rightful king, you can't remove that king so easily. You can remove a king, but what it takes to remove a king is a completely different ballgame. That's what these degenerates with the No King rights was about. They weren't scared. They're scared of a king, but it wasn't that man. They were scared of that man making the colony back as a colony, part of the Commonwealth. time is coming where the world is going to, out of desperation, they're going to throw away all these pundits, all these astroturf degenerates. Some of them are not degenerates either. People have been astroturfed and groomed even, and may have done some minor things that are forgivable. Most of them are guilty as hell, and they maximum punishment, territory, complete sellouts. But not all of them are that. And some of them have tried to do the right thing, and some of them get assassinated doing this. Remember, look at what happened to Charlie Kirk. He's groomed and manipulated since he was a child. And in his last few months of his life, he began to see the truth. He began to stand up. A lot of revelations that if you don't know, have a look into it. That should speak enough. He found out too little too late, but at least he tried. And that, what he did in death, was more than he could have ever possibly done in life. And given the choice, you got to see, hey, this is what happened. You died. Would you choose that path still? Or would you choose to live? He would choose that path. A lot of people say that too, not just me. Because the consequences of that had done far more than he could have done. Even if he continued waking up to more of the truth was going on, and used what influence he had to, it would never have done as much as the way it happened. He kind of got what he wanted in the end, and he did. That did make a difference. Long story there. Now, I think he was a fool who learned too little too late, but at least tried to make things right, and that goes a long way. But the world's going to look for a king out of desperation, emergency. We're going to try this, going to try that. Everyone's sick of being disappointed and let down by, trust me bro, people who don't have any qualifications whatsoever. The world needs someone with qualifications. Someone who can prove things. Someone who can fight. Someone who is, among generals, what generals are in the presence of your normie citizen. Those generals can run circles around 1 million citizens with their hands behind their back. And I can do the same to generals, and I have. And part of the documented history, lots that's not documented, but the things that are documented, is to prove that point. To prove that I can do this, and I'm the only one who can. I don't want to be the only one who can. But my entire time here, no one else stepped up. In fact, most people stepped back. Others just fell asleep. I did what I did because no one else did or would. So, shall the near future event happen where you're going to look for alternative solutions as the world drowns in a flood of chaos? The documentation from then until now, right before where the internet shut off happens and the censorship and the 1984 crap happens. What a perfect timing. Just days away, right? Where it all begins. They say, in Australia at least, it starts at 10th of December, but I think we all know that it's already kind of started. Putin's just out cold, just stretched out listening. He loves to listen to me talk. And you Putin. The evidence is abundant for those who want to look. I'll show you example. Now, I need to have my desktop audio muted because I don't want to trigger any false. I have my website range. Look, let's go. I just put the stream over the top here. That's what we'll do. We'll put the desktop 2 on. There we go. in fact, I'll just turn the volumes down. There we go. You'll see in a minute my website reigns. I don't want to show every face here because of stuff. By the way, situation report here. That is 6-hour documentary covering a lot of stuff the government's done to me and everything. Proof enough. These are golden rules of Internet Fight Club. You want to look at these? Is show me a single one of these rules you don't agree with and why. These rules alone can cure and solve practically everything. Just them alone. There's a lot more where that came from. But so that situation report, there's a lot more here. I mean, let's go to pages. The audio is really cool from my website, but there's a lot of animations and stuff here. A lot of interactives. See if you can spot the different references to different things. We've got Star Fox. Okay. You know, I do all this myself. I drew all the graphic, 99% of it, at least 99%. To the big red button. Right, let's not go for a website tour. I could spend all day. Let's go, Mr. Purple. Let's just go quickly, Mr. Purple. Without the audio, right? Oh, we'll show that it's got a lot of stuff here. I mean, I've got a lot to add here, actually. Let's go TOS. Terran OS. A little salute to Terry Davis as well. He was trying to build an operating system for someone. You have to go look into my story to realize more than that. I was trying to save him in time. I missed him by a few days. I was trying to track him down before I got hit by a train. I was so close. He says all the Windows sounds and everything too. You got Macro Hard Paint, and we got not Microsoft Macro Hard, but we can go to Ingo or something and put a link in here, and it'll put that in the background. Okay. Where are we going to go? Yeah. So my story. There are people who have known me for years, and they still have not even begun to look at my story and evidence. We go like the prophecy stuff. Like, look, we go articles, and yes, this is a Wii menu. This is prophecies. It's got really cool music and sound effects as well. This is just a page. It's probably going to distort the video because of the bitrate. But this is just like from one video of my story, like evidence with like hundreds of links and sources. Anyone wants to call me a liar or crazy or just wrong, you better be willing to back it up. Because if you go around gossiping and lying about me, I will be paying you a visit and dragging you out by the ear. That's a promise. You will answer to your accusations and your gossiping lies behind closed doors. Anyone who really had a disagreement with any of the claims and evidence I have, they would just confront me like an adult and not talk crap behind my back. I'm really sick of it. But well, it's not. We're going to go to my story. This is actually quite cool. I mean, I don't know if it's going to... Let's risk it. Let's put the audio back on. Story. I like making interactives. The mobile version of the website will not be as animated for compatibility and power reasons. So I recommend you use a computer like you should. Alright, let's go. Here's a good part of it. This is the world as it was in your imminent future. have a look at the Web Interactive or watch on video. If you want to just focus on things you can kind of look up, things that are relatable here, close to you, go watch this part, because it goes into a different chronological order. This is chronological order. This is starting the more relevant things in world events and my life here. But one of these two. This is just a summary. This one's a long version. So you want to be thorough. Watch this, and then watch all these later. Oh, by the way, my website rains. It has weather. Some of it has seasons as well. And many people have asked me to make the whole website seasonal. I can do that, just automated. But it'd be annoying because you can't change this. It's just annoying, you know. Yeah, that's raining. The homepage is area that now. That goes through seasons. Wait for it. I only got 2 seasons. I was going to do 4. I should really just. There we go. It's going winter. It's easy. Let's not go into all my games. It's been 20 years going over all that. All my games I make, but let's just let it go to summer again. There we go. Alright, let's close this. There we go. I get distracted with so many things, and that's my second drink. I have that much Coke left. I've got coconut water. Would that go with whiskey? That sounds like it's makes some kind of explosive material or something. It might be highly toxic or something. But if anyone locally, I'm putting to come back. You come back, Bubba. Yeah, here he goes. He's gone doing boom boom sounds. Going. Brrr. He's telling me he wants a cuddle. He wants a cuddle. He's purring his little head off. Yeah. Let's do the belly rub. Let's do the belly rub. He's purring so loudly. Alright, Puddin'. People on the Central Coast who knew me for so many years. Different categories of people. I was going to say there's different categories of people, right? There's different categories of people. Online, pretty fucked up people who know me in different areas and groups. For better or worse, friend or foe, or somewhere in between. The worst is on the Central Coast, though. People see how people from messed up ghettos on other sides of the world, they look at the behaviour of degenerates throughout the Central Coast and like, what the hell is going on here? And I'm not saying everyone's like that. That's what makes it worse. The tiny minority of people who step up and try to stand against evil, they're alone vulnerable and get taken out before anyone, another rare person like them, is able to even know what happened. It's already too late. How many people on the Central Coast knew me for years before I went public and remembers I tried to gently introduce the topics of actual important stuff here and there. I might even say what I actually do. What does Taryn do in there? What does Jeremy or Taryn do? He's always by himself on computers. He's up to something. He's doing something. Some people kind of worked it out on their own, didn't like talk about it much, and others are like, I knew that was you doing. I knew something like that was going on. But how many people, especially those who've taken money off me, like hundreds or more of dollars and property and stuff, it's usually the ones that owe me money. It's usually that, right? How many so-called friends fucked me over. And even those who are not friends, people who just knew me quite well but didn't hang around me, saw all the horrible things done to me, and either joined in or did nothing. And there, I was received more respect and common courtesy by strangers who didn't believe all the lies made up by me by so many people, not only but especially the police, going around inside and outside of uniform, going to pubs and clubs and busy places, pretending to be looking for me just so I can spread lies. But don't go around, don't speak to that guy. He's a bad guy. We're trying to catch him. He's doing bad. This, do that, do that. Even around, there's a park nearby. They're hanging out in the choke point around the corner in the park. My neighbours kept telling me. They're tormenting, intimidating all my neighbours over and over. Following my neighbours around with cameras just to try to intimidate them. But they're out there, grabbing random people just walking through the park, going from A to B, telling lies about me. But when you do that, you don't have to do it for long. It's okay, Buddha. You have to do it for long before people start thinking, what the hell's going on? I ain't believing that. Especially today, government police, corporations, stuff, all kinds of power structures have the least credibility of all time. If they start trashing on someone, you know that someone's probably doing something right. They're in these big powerful people with guns and stuff. They're intimidated by this little guy over here. He must be doing something right. People don't believe that crap. The only ones who pretend to are those who take a bribe. Like where I used to live at the entrance. Got recordings. Several of my neighbours were paid off between $100 and $1,000 a day to harass me and try to do shit to me. It's all like got whole massive documentaries over that. Separate documentaries. That's barely even mentioned. If things only just barely mentioned in the 6-hour one, the Situation Report one. The 3.14 is the name of the video. I got the 6-hour document. 6.5 hours is usually the length I use for documentary because I've got so much stuff material. But I got those other documentaries that go through that, all kinds of footage and testimonies, everything. If the police come to you and tell you crap about a person, or even non-police, anyone, just says nasty people head because I said some random shit. You don't know if that's true. And even if it appears true on the surface, you've got an obligation to look into it. People do fake screenshots. These days people can do fake AI videos. Who knows what people are doing, because I'm on video and audio, who knows what people are faking there. But look into it. Those who are quick to accuse are guilty as hell. How many of them are? Every one of them. They just have all kinds of shady criminal histories too, don't they? Man, why have things changed? How much has been revealed? But I'm so disappointed that so many people didn't step up at all, but rather stepped down and tried to fuck me over. There's different categories, as I was saying, right? There's those who screwed me over, and there are those who play both sides, stick a knife in my back as soon as I turn my back, and then pretend to be buddy-buddy when I'm facing them. They're the worst. But I'm disappointed in all these other categories. Even those who at least may have said or done something minor ages ago, early on. This is not okay on any of these categories of people. And who was loyal to not say loyal to me, personal loyalty, be loyal to good. You love the good and hate the evil, right? You can't love a person, you can love the good in a person. You can't love 100% of a person unless they're 100% pure in some way, which requires not a physical body. It's a bit, but love the good, hate the evil. And there's one person I love because of the good in them. Even if it's become dominant, it's still there. They'll probably never speak to me again. Buried under an ocean of lies. I better not say any more than that. The only thing I live for outside of my mission. But I have a mission to do. I have work to do. And I have to do it because no one else can or will. It's a suicide mission. If you understand what that is. It's a mission you're not supposed to survive. Against impossible odds. Somehow I'm still here on this day. So many people screwed me over in so many different ways. People just pretended. It's like there's someone who's fallen, he was mugged, beaten, their legs broken and thrown in the town centre well. There's a well in the town centre. And they're there. And they're calling out for help. Someone help. There's a rope right next to the well. Can you at least put the rope in to help me? I can try to climb out. If you're not going to save me, you're going to help me. Do the minimum standard that you should be expected from a random stranger. If you're not even going to do that, at least throw the rope down and I'll try to climb out if I even can. I'll make an attempt. Not even that. They put their heads down, they pretend not to hear me until they can't hear me anymore. They're so used to autonomously just doing it. There's a voice crying out in the well in the town square and thousands of people walk by, busy, like Sydney CBD, busy, walking by. And they heard it so many times, they're so used to ignoring it that they don't even know anymore. They don't even hear it anymore. How messed up do you have to be like that? You really need to read the story of the Good Samaritan. Wish a lot of religious people would read the story of the Good Samaritan. Actually read it. So many people screwed me over and left me. I was all on my own. I had assistance, sporadic assistance around the world that had to be very carefully done at a distance. But locally on the Central Coast, everyone who knew me my whole life, people who knew firsthand that at least some things they saw in person, they knew I was telling the truth, left me for dead. Message, hang on. I suspect it is not. It's not what I was hoping someone was going to message me there. Nothing. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Not what I thought it was. So many people screw me over. I'm disappointed in everybody, in vastly different degrees, in categories. But I can't believe how many people turned on me and tried to screw me over, exploit, sabotage, and destroy me. What did I ever do wrong? I did nothing but try to help people. Everything I ever done was free. A free gift. I never borrowed there's one time in my life I only ever borrowed some money from someone because the bank teller at a club was broken. And then like 2 hours later, I walked a long way around somewhere else, got money out and gave it back to them a couple of hours later. I don't even borrow money from people. You know what? Well, the people who fuck me over, they're the ones who owe me probably thousands and thousands of dollars as combined them, between them. They're usually the ones that betray me the worst. But notice, I offered monetary challenges, not just to the local degenerates who screwed me over, but globally, people who would deny anything I say. Back it up. Face me in debate. Monetary wager, $1,000 going wager, standard wager. If you can prove me wrong, and yourself right, I'll give you $1,000. Isn't it funny how when the wager comes up, they run for the hills? I've been proven right about practically everything. And every day, new evidence comes in, reaffirming so many things. Things as bizarre as like, hey, there's a nebula in space in a certain location. It is really precise, really far away. Even outside the galaxy. It's not there. We looked. There's nothing there. Years later, they look under a different wavelength. Oh my God, it's there. It was just visible under a different wavelength. How would I have known these things? How would I know so many things happening in advance? On the record saying this, proving times and dates. I know that I say things that are outside most people's little box. I'm not the problem here. I'm not wrong. It's true. As much as you don't want to believe it, it is true, and the proof is there. The problem is with you. You probably never even questioned your own beliefs before. You're spoon-fed them. Just ran on automation. The floor gets pulled out from under you. That floor you're standing on was not a solid floor to begin with. It was a facade. It was a fake. If your beliefs are based on anything but logic, reason, and evidence, then your beliefs are horseshit. My life isn't even based on beliefs, as strange as that might sound. Got big documentaries I made on that, explaining it. Well, I might be able to show them on my documentary section later. But I don't live my life based on beliefs. I could have been born yesterday and this is all my memories are fake. Very unlikely, but if that was true and I found out that'd be true, I would be doing the same things I'd be doing now. I live my life in such a way that it doesn't matter what my beliefs are. That's just a guidance tool. Could be wrong about anything. But what I do is always going to be the same. What I'm attempting is the same. I'm on the same mission regardless. I'll be back in a minute again. We'll make another drink. Knowing in advance what was going to happen, not precisely always to the very day. And I picked this time and day here. I actually wanted to be down the entrance at having a Caesar salad down by the lake. Well, I live streamed. But it was one of the reasons why I did this pick the date and time is it was a target time where I could survive to. If I survived to then, there might be a good, and if I was well enough to go down there to have Caesar salad at Whale Lake, then I'm probably going to be okay. I might have found a way to survive, get medical assistance or whatever. Only I'm not there. But at least I survived to do it this way, which is still a good sign. But I need to hang out. I need to hang in there for as long as I can. One of the reasons is I set that time and date. And knowing events and general timelines when they happen, there's a lot more to it, a bit complicated. If I survive till late 2025, not too late when it gets real bad where I might not have the chance to speak, which apparently for Australia ends up being December 10, right? Since I picked just the right time, didn't I? Before the censorship machine really takes hold and people won't be able to see this. I wanted to obviously what the reasons I said before. But I also wanted to survive then, to see if I didn't expect to survive long. It's a miracle I live to survive day by day. And if you see my hands, right, it's a lot worse than that. I'm like Deadpool underneath, and it doesn't. This can all be gone away. I've got my DNA recovers like Deadpool, in not as extreme, but I have basically like a real life Deadpool thing going on. There's a reason for it. I can pacify the overgrowth, and but it's a long story. I need a safe haven, political asylum, medical assistance, blah blah blah, and all my body ridden with scars and stuff. Those scars can actually heal over. They can disappear. But it's not going to happen because I'm blacklisted from the entire government, and everyone left me for dead. I'm not worthy of existence. I'm not worthy of a moment's consideration, at least by the Central Coast population, let alone the government and police and all that. But if I survived till late 2025, and the key reasons for picking a time and date like this, if I can get close to the point where I won't be able to speak about it, I can at least see if my interventions, my covert interventions, what I was sent here to do, whether they would have bared fruit enough that there was going to be a good future, or it was going to repeat events again the way they were last time. I don't like the look of things. But my freedom of movement with my interventions, there's things I can't do. I'm here to protect free will from being violated. If you choose this, I can't intervene. My interventions are dependent on your consent, your informed consent. And if you're all going to leave me to die, then welcome to the brave new world. Welcome to a perpetual 984. A tiny minority of idiots in the government didn't create this alone. They had great assistance, intense, massive assistance by many parties. The biggest party is the apathetic population who vote for them and do nothing. Like my previous video that I was up all night, late night, doing, says, especially at the very end, just repeats at the very end, what will it take for people to stand up and do something about it? If I dragged you in a room with a camera, anyone from the Central Coast, and I asked you, made you answer, why did you do nothing? Why did you let me get tortured? Why did you do nothing to help me? And what about all these others as well? You just sat there doing nothing, living a simple, self-serving life. Why? Just answer the fucking question. Just be honest. For the first time in your life, why? And you'll never get an honest answer. They'll just spit and growl at you and hiss at you to the bitter end. 2D cardboard cutouts of people. My friend Jack Daniels makes better conversation. Even better was that I was talking to in that video. Makes better conversation than most people. Understands concepts a lot more. Things that should be simple. Just beyond people. I didn't understand. You must be crazy. Oh, Dan. He's going to do a little stretchy thing. Yep, the purring started. You know, his favourite bed is actually in a little pen, a big pen I made outside. He's all safe in there. He grew up in there. He used to spend all his time on the computer chair out there. I put it back out there, and he spent a lot of time out there. But that's his favourite bed, and he's got a game. He wants me to actually, every 20 minutes or so, he wants me to wake him up and give him little pats and cuddles and remind him that Daddy's just around the corner. He loves it. He loves me. I mean, sometimes he can go into a big sleep and he's fine, on and off, right? You know what cats are like. They just do these micro sleeps and stuff like that and just chill when they're just barely conscious. He likes me to come and just wake him up like this all the time. And yeah, he does. If I don't for too long, he comes meowing. He's meow, Daddy, come here. And I go, what is it, Puddin'? He runs away from me. But what he does is he jumps up on the bed. Then he meows. Whether it's here or on the computer chair, he get on one of his favourite beds. And, okay, you have to pat me, but I have to go to the bed first, the comfy spot. Then you pat me. And then I fall asleep. That's what he does. It has to be either here on the chair. Look, he's all flipping. He loves belly rubs. He loves belly rubs, Papa. Off topic. I don't believe when people screw me over. Like, if I was alive, if I was crazy, if I'd done some bad thing, because I've been accused of almost everything under the sun, there's never any evidence, and it's flimsy, bull crap, made up stuff at best. I didn't get a fair trial, not just from the government and the kangaroo courts and the crap they did. I was surviving in a radioactive bushland chased by helicopters and planes and stuff because I was going to get a fair trial, anything to stop me from turning up to my appeal, which I won, and then left me alone since. Long story there. But I can't get a fair trial. My basic human rights are not recognised anywhere. I'm treated with contempt everywhere. No one can ever explain why. I'm treated worse than the devil himself. I don't believe in a traditional devil. There's actually and there are forces out there far more evil than that. There's more to what Bible prophecy and other things say than meets the eye. And that's another topic in itself too. But if anyone... I begged people who screwed me over, who took crap and tried to stick a knife in my... The 2025 video, I think that was one of the ones where I did like a 25 hour... I had to be split up into two videos. It was like a 25 hour session of all these internet hacker gods. They're all going to take me down. It's me versus all of them, like Nia versus the Smith army. But each one of them is a god in their own view outright. Shouldn't it be like 100 of me versus one of you? You want to take on little old me, all of yous together? Okay, let's just do midnight sting method. I'll just take all of you, but we'll do it one at a time. Right? At the end of the day, the only argument they could really make against me is they're upset with me because they have no ammunition against me. They can't find anything they can use against me, anything I've done wrong. They're pissed off because they have no legitimate reason to be pissed off with me. As fucked up as it is. It's just people who just want to leverage people. They're just pissed off that they couldn't leverage me. And they got nothing they can, they have to resort to making stuff up. Got to get power over people, right? But on the Central Coast, I want to talk about Central Coast people. Who people are known for years. Many of them. You all know you don't have a moral high ground. You're hypocrites. You're full of crap. And I'm not talking about those who'd fallen silent. I'm talking about the ones who screwed me over, who did really malignant shit, and there's a lot of them. Not everyone did. In fact, some people, sporadically in rare occasions, actually tried to help and here and there. But I'm talking about a specific category here. Of all the people who just left me for dead and were very bitter and toxic towards me and did horrible things and lied about me over and over and blah, 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 blah. And I begged you all, just tell me, let's just go on the public record. Hell, we'll do a live debate. I'll give you $1,000 wager. If you can prove that I've done something actually morally wrong, show me what I've done wrong. And And I'll give you $1,000 reward for being able to do that, and then I'll try to do what I can to make that right. But they don't, because it's all bull. You're just bitter, jealous pieces of crap. How dare you think you're someone important? How dare you do something important? Make me feel bad about myself. Why didn't you go do something important? It wasn't like I tried to help people. It wasn't like I didn't train an army of real-life superheroes. You want to join in? My time is available. No, I don't want to do any hard work. I don't want to actually do anything. I just want all the rewards without any of the work. Okay. F off. Fucking losers. I can't believe how much malignancy, bad faith, evil intent there is everywhere among humans. This putty cat, look at him, very happy and friendly. He's acting in good faith. He used to befriend wild animals, cats and rabbits and fish, and have all these together in one area. And they're all getting along with and start befriending each other. Because they know they're safe around me. They're living in a different world. They fight and survive and eat because they have to. Humans, most humans, they're just looking for an excuse to do evil. There's a biblical statement, the heart of man, which means women and men, like mankind, the heart of mankind is consistently and only evil. I don't think so. But you know what? Based on experience, my experiences kind of seem to back that up. I don't believe it, but my experiences consistently put evidence in favour of that being true. And if it's true, then I'm the old one out here. I'm in hell and you're the demons if that's the truth. But I don't believe that. There's not much good in this world, but I think there's still good in this world. Flowers hidden among the weeds, and you know what? I'm gonna have to remove my camera just to look up on this wall. For my flowers, and the S being on an angle means something because there's one flower. Which is more important to me than all the rest combined. A flower that thinks I'm the devil incarnate because lie. Never get a reason, just get accused of vague nothings. I'll never get a fair trial from anyone. Would you give me a fair trial, Puddin'? You wouldn't even put me on trial. No, you be baby. So, I think the time is long over. If anyone had any evidence against me, any legitimate ammunition, let's put it down a bit more, it would have come out a long time ago. When I was offering a lot of money for people to prove what I've done wrong, to deserve being treated like this, many times over. So anyone on the Central Coast, who's ever lived on the Central Coast, and also people abroad, remember this. Where is it? Stuff like this shows the extremes I've gone to get people to voice their grievances. And it turns out the grievances are that they don't have a grievance with me. They've got no ammo they can leverage, they can pull on me. They can hurt me. They can do all kinds of things to make me suffer. But that's not going to change my actions, and that alone is not going to kill me. As many people have tried to kill me, usually the New South Wales Police in conspiracy with different government departments. But they're kind of being forced to back off. They got their asses kicked. Well, there's a long story there. A lot of casualties and stuff, but I want to say, if you got any, I'm tempted and wanting to say that if you got anything grievance you have with me, just voice it. But no. That door is now closed. It has been closed for a long time, and it's not appropriate for me to even give you the floor. You had your chance. It's like when someone gets married and they say, "Speak now, forever hold your peace." Anyone who has a grievance of me, that door closed a long time ago. You had every chance, only you didn't. The truth is, no one has any leverage or ammunition against me. I've done nothing wrong. And it really pisses me off when religious fundamentalists will say, "You're a sinner, therefore humble yourself and be guilty and ashamed of what? I have done no sin. I am sinless." People may accuse anything. Hey, I've got a cat. That's apparently a sin, right? Oh, I rubbed his belly. Is that harassment of some kind? I'm sure there's some innuendos or something there because I patted his belly, right? Always from dirty creeps, right? I am sinless. And this is why not a single person on the Central Coast stepped up to face me on the record in public with a reward, a substantial cash reward. In fact, watch this. Hopefully I don't need to take my headset off. Yeah, it's going to reach. Then a dog in hell chance that anyone's going to take that reward, but I always carry that $1,000 with me at all times, right? I carry $1,000 cash with me at all the times. Because of anyone who wants to take me up on the record under a real verified name, show me your grievance, show me what I've done, what sin I've done. And nothing all these years. People tried over the internet. That's why all those time capsules and evidence, right? In fact, over the years, a lot of my self-proclaimed worst enemies have repeatedly testified that they don't have anything moral disagreement. They have no moral criticism of me. It's not really a criticism if there's no moral disagreement. It's usually butt hurt. They feel humiliated and small in my presence. Like you would feel small in Puttycat's presence, like those cops who were dying in the short grass. Oh, don't know you. That's a long story. You got to. I'll tell you in private if you want to know. But people on the internet tried many times to try to take me down and humiliate me, expose me. Turns out everything I said was confirmed true, and they didn't find skeletons. They found rainbows, just like the rainbows you saw every night before this day, all around the world. First time ever. I wonder. No coincidence there, right? Note a little wink hint. You'll see signs in the sun and the moons and the stars. And you certainly are. Have any of you considered the possibility that I was right about everything? And that I am who and what I say I am? Did you even look into it? It's been a while since, over the years, so many debates and battles. I mean, I would go for a week without rest, straight, like midnight sting, like one after another. All these final bosses trying to take me down. Bang, 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 bang. How many Smiths do I have to one shot? Till they stop. And they run, and they hide. It's a funny video about that, actually. When I found a whole bunch of the final bosses hiding in a corner, especially have another big. It's the big showdown, I think it was called. That was hilarious. But all these years, everyone had a chance to voice their grievance with me, and nothing. So no one gets to accuse me. You won't accuse me of anything up until the very day that you criticize me. So if it's like 2 months from now and I'm somehow still alive, and you say, hey, this day you did something bad, okay, you get a chance, one chance only to voice your grievance. But because of the history here, you can't accuse me of something 150 years ago. I somehow did something 150 years ago. It doesn't even make any sense. Of course it doesn't. Now, I don't care what your accusations are. You had a chance all those years to say something, only you didn't. That door's closed. But the door is not closed for new accusations. And the rule is this, like I just said, you voice your grievance on the day. Over $1,000 wager on that. But there is a very important side note and fine print to that. I have no problem being tested in the fire of debate. That fire doesn't burn me or hurt me. It's the only thing that keeps me alive. It's the only thing that strengthens me. I'm only made stronger in the fire. I'm not harmed but strengthened in the fire, just like the sort of truth is. If there's any hope, potential of me being purified in that fire in some way, that you can find some kind of impurity, I want you to find it. I want you to burn it. I want the fire to burn that impurity off. But I live in the fire. I sleep in the fire. I am the fire. You try to defeat fire with fire? Then it makes it stronger. I am a whirlwind of fire. So if you want to go, as the saying goes, you want to go rank for rank, let's go. But you join me in the fire. It's not fair that you get to accuse me of some random bullshit and then run away. No. It's like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Come here, or get over here. You wanna throw punches at me? You come right back here. And we go rank for rank. You punch me, I get to punch you. You join me in the fire. You want to make... And this applies to everyone in general. It's one of those 25 rules that are written. The golden rules of the Internet Fire Club. If you want to accuse someone, you are the first to be tested in the fire. And only when you come out unharmed, with something legitimate left, after you're burned in the fire, then that something has a case. There is no case until you survive the fire. The accuser must face the fire first. I want you to think very carefully about that and the consequences of that, how that will work in the real world on a large scale. People think twice before going around accusing people of random shit, which is highly illegal. But I'm a deleted person now. They couldn't assassinate me over hundreds of assassination attempts, and I'm still somehow fucking alive. I don't know for how long. But I'm still, the closer I get to death, I keep coming back. Because the weird cell regeneration thing I have is at least part of it, but can only go so far. My veins are all calcified from all the injuries and recovery damage and everything, and I've got all kinds of brain damage. I don't think that's going to recover, but who knows, right? If I can survive long enough for AI to build me some microchip upgrades, we've got a lot of room in there. Let's go. But I have to survive, hopefully. Hopefully the mobile fortress will come. And I wonder, it's a bit of a side topic, but the mobile fortress. In my story, I'm talking about a giant city in space. A galactic government's been in operation for 1.3 billion years. There were two sides, which are loosely related to what you would call freedom and control. They disappeared a long time ago and set up a government 1.3 billion years ago. It's been in operation successfully all that time, although it's breaking down around about now. Different timelines are relevant here. And isn't it funny? I talk about these things in the mobile fortress and stuff, and now all these experts, suddenly out of the blue, not just that Loeb guy. Put him aside. Yes, it's some legitimacy and shadiness to him. It's a bit confusing, but we don't even need to deal with that guy because a lot of other experts. There's a big war going on over this with the Three Eye Atlas, and the third of it got the first being I really hate that name. Then there's Borisov, and then there's Two Eye Borisov, and then there's Three Eye Atlas. And then I think there's now four eye. The fourth one is another Borisov because it's the one discoverer of it is this Borisov group and tool. Nonetheless, it's as a four Borisov that's been found near traveling with Atlas. And I'm not saying it's the mobile fortress. I don't think it is, but it could be. I lean in favour of it not being. I don't think it's a normal comet. I think there's some funky going on. But I don't know what it is, and I don't know enough to know. I don't think anyone knows enough yet. But it's very interesting and needs to be studied. And NASA and stuff are acting suspicious as hell over it, just like they did with the Black Knight, right? Which suspiciously looks identically like a ship I'm very familiar with. And I drew the schematics of it to show how it works and everything. Yes, deep space travel. I'll show you. I'll show you in a minute. But isn't it funny? I say all these strange things about religion, scientific stuff, politics, even aliens and prophecy and timelines and parallel universes, blah, blah. Oh, hang on, next minute. It's all mainstream now. It's all like most people believe in this stuff now. Okay. You want to deal with all the years of gaslighting and attacks, like very vicious attacks I endured? And now you're the bastion of this. Stuff that you criticised all this time, now you're astroturfed up and you're the... fuck off. But, it's a bit of a side topic, but let's go, right? Alright, there's a couple of different ships here, but, not the round one, that was the first one I was in. I've actually operated this, the bird-looking one. There's a lot more I can say about that. But on that aside, it's funny how all the math checks out, and I don't do this mathematical crap equations and hypothetical stuff. I actually do computer models. I am an astrophysicist. Like I don't just have space pictures up on a wall there. Look, that is a deep space telescope. It is the largest commercially available telescope as today. In fact, Sydney Observatory Sydney has two observatories. Right, you know those domed buildings, big ass buildings, the giant telescope in the middle. You can like see forever in space. Sydney has two of them. Right, of those two, the main mirror in that one is bigger than one of those two. It's on what's called a Dobsonian mount. Oh, a long story regarding that, but it's on a you can't really put a mirror any bigger than that on a Dobsonian mount. It's not stable. It's like carrying a water heater around because it's just the mirror itself is so freaking big. The main mirror. And I've got a long history. I have a flawless record when it comes to all these topics, but including space, claims about space and things in space, all kinds of things. In fact, they had to rewrite the textbooks, and they still lie about it. Like, for example, I told you about the nebula thing. The size of Andromeda, I say it's 2/3 the size of the Milky Way. If you look very careful at the fine print, they admit, yes, it is. Okay, we got all our measuring tools. We had to throw it all away. We had to start all over again. 50 years of science and astronomy, all their measurement tools, throw it out the window. We have to start all over again. Academia, right? It's like the war experts, but none of them have ever been in the army. They only read books. And they faint at the sight of blood, right? Academics. And zero combat experience. That's what I'm talking about, right? But I've got a very colourful history regarding astronomy and astrophysics and stuff. But it's a bit of a relief these days. There's been a lot of changes and more to come. People with their grievances of me don't even freaking hear me out. don't want to listen to my arguments. That's crazy. It's too bizarre. Couldn't possibly be true. Okay. On that note, 5th level wall break, barrier break, we call it. We're breaking the 5th wall with a idiot chicken sandwich argument. All right, let's go put my website back on again. Why not? We've got the right. Oh, I better close that window. You don't want to see that. Nothing bad or sinful there. No, it was. I got some icons. I do my own graphic icons for folders for my meme folder. You don't want to see the icons on my meme folder. I'll get me banned. I'll get me banned from everyone. I just had a shivers when I said that. That came out of the blue. Are you even awake? Yeah, he's awake. He's awake. He's awake, probably. He's just chilling, listening. He's not asleep. He's listening to everything I say. That's why his ears are up, see? His ears are up. He's listening intently to what I'm saying. He loves to listen to me. He likes to listen to me debate people and everything. Even in heated debates, he's okay. But certain people, he cringes at. He's scared of certain people's voices. You can tell they're evil. As I use go desktop to webcam. There we go. What was it going to? Oh yeah, yes, articles. Yeah, I was doing a documentary, by the way. Food for thought. Yeah, there we go. It's one of the videos that I was. You got to watch this video. It's cool. I was drunk from pain. There's all cool stuff here. Oh, is there something else I was going to show? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's got too much stuff. I had hundreds of this stuff, but this is just what I got right there. What was I looking for? It was in articles, not books. Whoops. Was it in books? No. In articles. What was I looking for? Oh, the idiot chicken. Okay. I want you to read this page, the idiot chicken sandwich argument, and you might think a bit more carefully about before you make judgments about me. Right? The idiot chicken sandwich argument under articles. Me articles. As in my articles. Alright. Let's put my webcam on so I don't see a black screen. Oh, there we go. I say a lot of outrageous sounding things. And yes, sometimes I'm using humor. But here's the trick. It's not like other shady people where you never know if they're just playing a character or they're being honest. I'm always being honest, even when I'm playing a character. I've got a whole bunch of characters on my wall there, actually. Some there you could say. But most people wear a mask to cover up their real identity and wear a false identity. I wear a mask to reveal my true identity. If you understand my story, I don't identify as this. It's explained elsewhere. But even when I'm using humor, I can be serious and make a joke at the same time. I know that concept might seem alien to a lot of people. A lot of things may be strange at first sight. But other people who are a bit more intelligent and capable, and they think, they understand, and they appreciate, and they do the same things. Things that just go over a lot of people's heads. But I can be serious and joke at the same time. In fact, I think it's critical that when you make a joke, there's some serious side to it. It has to have onion layers. And at least one of those layers has to be a serious moral lesson of some sort. To me, that is a required part of a joke. It's not a joke if it doesn't have a serious layer. Look, you see all the white stuff going all over my jacket? I'm like Deadpool. My skin grows faster than I can get rid of it. It just comes off. It like my body tries to shed it. It just can't. Imagine your body trying to desperately shed skin because it's growing so fast you can't get rid of it. Oh, you'd die in cancer really quickly because you'd run out of telomere from the cell regenerations. Yeah, I regenerate telomere as well. So my cells are basically immortalized. That doesn't mean physically immortal, but you can take my cells in a petri dish and they'll just grow forever. Your cells can, a few dozen times, and they every time it chops off the end of the telomere, they run out and starts eating active DNA, and they get cancer and die. I don't have a genetic lifespan. I have a physical lifespan, not a genetic lifespan. That's a bit explaining, but a side topic. Put in. Let's put the camera down. It's a bit too high, so you can't see. Put in. But looking at idiot chicken sandwich argument, you might understand me a bit better, and also take me seriously. I don't care if someone says they're a telegraph pole, and that's the telegraph pole argument I make many often. You want to say you're a telegraph pole? I'm like, wow, that's a bit unusual. Maybe there's something to this. Maybe there's not. Maybe he's just batshit crazy. But I'm going to measure the science. I'm not going to say, according to my belief system, you couldn't be a telegraph pole. Therefore, you crazy, you evil, you the devil, die, die, die. No. I'm going to use logic, evidence, and reason. And those three would probably lead me to believe that most likely there's more to what you're saying. But then I might look at other cues. Your behavior. If you're just going around like Taz Devil, just doing crazy word salad crap, then I probably think that you're just an edgelord who's got advanced brain rot. But if you're capable of maintaining coherence, at least for a little bit, enough to make an argument, I want to hear it. But if you're not going to be coherent, you're not going to follow logic, reason, and evidence, piss off. I don't care how outrageous a claim sounds. I only care if you can back it up and make sense. Here, Puddin', he's purring. Here, baby. Puddin', he can sense my passion, and he's comfy around it. He likes it. You like Daddy's passion, don't ya? He's sleeping, but he's purring, listening to Daddy talk. You need to Puddin'. If I'm gonna say something, and you're like, that's so far removed from what I think is going on, even though I've put barely 2 cents of thought into it. But, you're crazy, you're wrong, it doesn't make sense. You're not worth my time. Piss off. And also shut up. Because all you're doing is verbal and emotional diarrhea. No one cares. Your feelings and your beliefs don't matter. Piss off. Shut up. Find a hot corner. Hide under a table. Stay away from the big boys' table, okay? You go hide under the kindy table, where you belong. As for the big boys' table, I have arguments, I have coherence, I have evidence, logic, reason. I have massive, elaborate, very creative and artistic expressions of these things in abundance. And you either look or you don't. And if you don't, shut up. The important voices of this world never get heard because of all the shitters making noise. All the grifters, the pundits, the astroturfed. They have no solutions, no expertise, they have no idea what they're doing, but give me money, donate to my whatever, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you about how you're going to die. Your people are going to die. Your country's been invaded. Give me more money so I can tell you about your imminent deniers. Well, I don't have solutions and don't do anything. I'm just going to milk you for what you can while I can still can. I've never taken a cent from anyone. Never asked a cent from anyone. There may be a time where I need, I live in poverty, but look, I've got a lot of, you can't see much from there, but I've got a lot of really cool shit. And I've done that while living in poverty my entire life. May do. And I can even drink alcohol. Fancy that. Living on poverty. Maybe it's because I don't do drugs. I don't do stupid stuff. I can spend money. I'm not stingy. Yeah. I'd have a lot more than I have if it wasn't for all the people that lend money. A man is in poverty, somehow has all their stuff, and also lends money out to people who never pay back. Then stick a knife in his back, right? But I really wished all the people who screwed me over, and to a lesser critical degree, those who got scared after seeing what was done to me. I don't agree, but I do understand the fear. You've never lived a life of danger like I have. Suddenly when the coronavirus thing happened as well, the floor got ripped out from a lot of people and they went crazy and never found their way again. Suddenly they realised they're in a hostile environment. They don't know who or what they can trust. They don't know what's going on, and they just lose it. I'm sorry. Your emotional diarrhea is in the way. If you're that irresponsible and immature that you can't handle the real world, at least don't make noise. Find a corner and let the big boys do the big boy work. You think you're a big boy? No, it turns out you're a little toddler. Go into the toddler's corner and stay out of the way. Because there's big boy important stuff going on at the big boys table. Unfortunately, adult toddlers are preventing big boys from meeting at that table. And that's what all this evidence that I've been documenting all these years is about. See, I can prove so much. But the type of evidence and context for the past bit over a decade, that wasn't about proving government corruption. It does, in abundance, in a very golden way. But that's not the intent. I can do that in abundance. There's no shortage of evidence, trust me. Right? You go down in the dark underworld of evidence and spies and stuff, you'll find me at the very bottom of that ocean. And tell you, from the most experienced person in that, and anyone else will say the same thing. There's no shortage of evidence. And most people, you be really careful when you do release evidence. And most people, they're burying it and keeping it, waiting for the right time for it to release. There's an abundance of evidence. That's not the problem. The problem is people don't step up. You know, I've said this before. By the time I'm free to say the solutions, you'll already know, and they'll already be on there, acted on to a significant degree already. We're seeing that. I think everyone in today, 13th of November 2025, at 2:22 p.m. I think at this time and date, everyone knows what the solution is. I see no movement. I see no action. You damn well know. Grifters. A lot I could say. I'm going to be careful what I can say, even now. A lot I could say. But, with people grew up with, spend time with, a lot of them are now dead or missing, but a lot of them are still in the Central Coast. In one room, out the other. 2D cardboard cutouts. Just don't care. Yeah, if you ask a person, what's the meaning of life? You'll understand more by their answer than you would with knowing for 50 years. I'll just section my website on that, actually. Several sections covering it. But one section dedicated to it. Hair pudding. Yeah, the putty. You know what a putty cat does? He visits people. He doesn't understand that Daddy is awake at all hours. 3 a.m. He'd go to someone's house that he's been visiting before. Many of them. He knows which houses to go to and which ones not to. But 3 a.m. Meow, meow. Let me in. Usually they have a cat. Sometimes they don't. But, hey, he's got a comfy spot to nap for a bit in there. So let me go in your house. Let me rest on your lounge for a bit. All right, I'm going to go to the next house. He does his rounds. Yes, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, puppy. Yes, you do. Meow meow. Meow meow meow. Alright. There's no time. Almost 2 hours. No hurry. I want to finish my... I've got this much Coke left. Oh, by the way, one of my old jokes. This is good when someone's had a few drinks down the public club. You ask them to say Coca-Cola backwards, and it surprises me that a lot of people are either dyslexic or not far from it, and they have a lot of problems. I prefer to work with numbers than letters, but nonetheless, I'm also a wordsmith with jokes and stuff like that. It's amazing that people suck at letters and written language so much. But try to get them to read Coca-Cola backwards, and because most people have a problem with it, it works even better. Because they say it in especially with it being drinking, and they're a bit dyslexic, you can't read properly, it sounds kind of really... And you ask them to say Coca-Cola backwards. And now, if you manage to do that, you'll understand why it's funny. And I've got some hilarious stories of getting people bad with that joke. It's like Puddin knows a joke. What are you doing? You're trying to get comfy. What are you doing? Puddin? What you doing? He's not sure. He's not sure if he wants to roll over, lie on the... It's the heat. It's the heat. You want to go lie on the floor over there, Puddin? You want to cool down. It's a bit hot. You're getting static electricity. You're heating up. And me rubbing is making it worse. And if I put anything on it, it's going to go snap. You're not going to be happy. He wants to lie on the floor. It's getting a bit hot, isn't it? He's getting a bit hot. I know it is. Even though it's inappropriate, I still want people to just voice their grievance with me. This is with me. And you know, if you have no complaint about me, and you're like, you just got scared, you didn't know it was true at first, and you're kind of stuck in a rut where you sat and did nothing and just watching while horrible things are done to me, and you feel like guilty about it. I can actually understand and relate to that. It's not normal for a human to have to deal with such extreme things. You're actually hardwired naturally, for a good reason, to shut down and go dormant and survive. If you didn't have those instincts overriding you most of the time, you wouldn't survive. But I don't expect you to be a special case like an advanced international spy, which requires extreme training and the right everything in the right place. I don't expect people to be like that. It's one of the reasons why I've done what I did, so that other people don't have to. There's few people in the world who can do certain things and sustain certain pressures. And the only reason we do is so that you don't have to, because you're not built the same way. And that's a good thing that you're not built the same way. Not that you understand. But I've got a couple of messages. If there was 2 messages, that's a good chance that it was missed. No, it wasn't. Oh, no, that's... Oh, it was Discord. Let's have a quick look. I'll go check on my computer. It's Mr. Dark Red. Oh, something about a car's being banned. Yeah, give me a sec. There's no hurry. Noted. Whoa, really? Someone wants to get pet rats. And if you watch this, you know I read it right now, right? Someone's thinking about buying some Dumbo rats. I mean, fancy rats is the typical rats that I used to have pet rats. So cool, man. So cool. I've had 3 pet rats. One at first, which was Squidgy, and then there was Chicken and Pepper. They had as a pair. They usually don't live very long, but they're so cool. I mean, my Squidgy, I saved him from the I saved him from the outside when I used to live at the entrance. Arsehole neighbours were trying to kill him for entertainment, trying to stick a cat onto him. He was injured. Humans injured him, and he was like hiding in the bush, ready to die. I just come out with a bucket and I said, "Come here." He looked up at me, and he realised this guy's saving me. He just walked straight into the bucket. I closed the lid, And he lived with me through the rest of his life, never left my side. Of course, Puddin here, I don't think he'll understand. He wouldn't understand. His instincts, it would just kick in, and he has to be, as a kitten, he needs to be around cats to be able, to form a bond of friendship with them and understand. Yes, I know. Although it's not out of the question, but it's a huge uphill battle to try to train a Graham Puddin to understand a rat as a friend. Cats have got strong instincts, and it works for and against them. And Puddycat knew this at a young age. He realised he had these strong. He's very sensitive and easily overstimulated. He knows how it works. It annoys him, but he always has to have fun with it sometimes. And so he knows how to cool himself down, and he can get just by patting him. It can get him overstimulated. Some cats like that. He's one of them, but he understands what's going on. He knows how to deal with it. He learned pretty early how to deal with it. It's part of being a very sensory aware Puddycat. It's a double-edged sword, but he still likes it. He likes what he's being given, and he loves to listen. He grew up in the pen out the back, the big pen. He would sleep out there all the time, even in the middle of winter. Just listen to everything going on. Just like he's listening to me, that's why his ears are all up. He just loves to listen to everything going on, and because he grew up that way, he likes to sleep outside, and he ends up like sleeping in other strangers' lounges in their backyards. He's like, I'm feeling tired. I like this grass. No doggies around. I'm just going to sleep in the middle of someone's backyard. I'll come home 3 hours later. The other day, he came home covered in dog slobber. Now, he hates dogs. That's why he's still alive. Good thing. However, I think, look, he takes me out. He wants to beat me up and play rough with Teddy. And I'll get his Teddy. But Teddy's his beat up toy, because he'll scratch my already injured body and hands. And we got a little game with the Teddies. He's got 2 of these actually. This is the early damaged one that I tied up and everything. But Puddin. See, he recognizes Teddy. Teddy's your old beat up toy. But he'd tear the crap out of Teddy. Grab it by the neck and choke it and beat the crap out of it. He loved to beat it. That'll make him want. He'll go outside. If I rough him up, he's going to go outside and go, sorry, Puddin. It's okay. Go back to sleep, baby. Oh, sorry, Puddin. I didn't mean to rev you up. He's all good. He's purring his little head off. He's not in fighting mode, but he almost did. He almost went into fight mode. Oh, what was I saying again? But no, it's not appropriate that I give anyone a chance to criticize me and voice their grievances. But put all the bad faith fuckers, piss off. But I do know that there's a lot of people who feel guilty about not helping me, not doing more than they did, whatever. And that I can relate to. I can understand. There's a grey scale of complicated stuff going on there. But I don't put you in the same category. I don't put you in the same category as those who proactively screwed me over. There's obviously some people who just don't care. And they're just trying to go under the radar and just get by in life, trying to siphon for what they can out of life. And you're in that category. But I'm talking about the people who wanted to do something, but they didn't know how. They wanted to help. They wanted to do something, but they didn't know how. They were scared. Didn't have the skills to deal with such threat. They weren't even maybe sure whether I was telling the truth or I'd gone crazy at first. And then when things start getting proven true, it's like the whole ground gets pulled out from under you. I can understand. And I extensively empathize with that. But there's a time where you've got to be an adult. Because if you don't step up to your obligations, responsibility as an adult, as a citizen, as someone with the autonomy you were born with, you will lose it. You have to do a minimum standard of adult stuff. For those who didn't proactively screw me over, you're free to just let me know. I know that some people, it usually takes years, and then they message me, haunted with guilt. So many people have done this, actually. Haunted with guilt over some silly thing they did, or some or not stepping in when they should have. It's haunted them for many years. It's easily solved. Just do something about it. Just learn from it. Step up. Do you think I care about... I used to go do a Sparkleman thing in the entrance. People think, people think you're crazy. People make fun of you. Next minute, I've got a whole big team of dancers and following me around every year. People will look forward to it because there's no fireworks. I'd be doing the fireworks thing myself. I burned the crap out of my hands in the process, but it was fun. But people loved that. As a little challenge, I said, look, to certain people, I said, we'll go to Sydney CBD. See my hat here with the anonymous symbol? That's removable. I've got many like it. We'll walk around. Some silly stuff on the hat with that. We'll put taped on balls on our chin. We'll go over to the pubs and clubs and we'll have balls on our chin. Right? Oh, what will people think? You're crazy or something. If people think you're crazy for wearing balls on your chin, they're crazy. This video may get me banned from saying this, but it's fucking hilarious. I do it all the time. I've got balls. I've got many sets of balls that I can tape on my chin. Over there. That would take me from the front. Put the tape. I had to put the double side tape on. But you got no sense of humour. This is how you tell. Bad faith pieces of crap by their sense of humour. If their sense of humour is really fucked up and doesn't make sense, and they're very repressive. Black flag, huge black flag. If you don't think it's funny to see someone drinking a beer at a pub with balls on his chin, there's something wrong with you. And you want to put that to the test, let's go. We know it's going to go. It's going to go to me making one and a half drinks, I think. Speaking about my guessing abilities, they probably suck now because of my nausea, fatigue, and I'm half blind and all kinds of crap. I'm going for progressively blind for the injuries the government did to me. But I remember I was back in primary school. I guessed so much specifics that it was scared people. For example, there were lollies in a jar. I guessed it to the lolly. And then we said, nah, it's just lucky. We didn't do another test. We're gonna draw a squiggly line with a ruler on the blackboard, and guess how many centimeters it is. Got it to the very centimeter. And that scares people. Start getting scared, right? And then I start thinking about Adrian from Watch Dogs pretending to lay low to survive, although he was an asshole. But that scenario I relate to. I had to play dumb most of my life. As a child, I was acting like an adult, and I had all this knowledge and shit. Where'd that come from? There's something wrong with this kid, right? Maybe it's due to the scans of the implants I have. Well, no, he says he's got implants in his head, but I have the scans to prove it. I've got a lot of scans on. I just got one, as I usually show, but I got more than this whole stuff. In fact, the government also thinks that I got one in my eye. Was it my left eye? I think it was my left eye. I can't remember. I think it was my left eye. But I've got a whole bunch of microchips in my head. I really do. I've got scans of them. This is show a little example. This is just an example. And yeah, I should not say any more than that. Look. Oh my God, what's these? Right. Got a little more. That's just from a whole lot of video scans. But there's a lot happened there. The only reason I have those scans because they were secretly given to me because other scans were done to study them, and it was not the first incident. Not the only incident. That was the first when they first discovered them, and a lot happened after that. I was using guinea pig experiments and everything. Those implants do something. They don't anymore, but Long story. Puddin'. Why am I talking to Puddin'? He doesn't care. He's going to be sleeping. You know where I'll be. Camera. Audience. I'll be back in a sec. Audience of probably 0 because of shadow banning. Oh, you're going to stretch out Puddin'. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, the munchy bug. Yeah, Mickey's. Right, Putty just went to get some bickies. See, he's only here next to me if I'm here. He won't go out or something. He's probably gonna go outside. He just wants to be next to me. Otherwise, if he can't be next to me, chilling, listen to me doing entertaining stuff because he likes to listen. He'll be outside listening to the birdies and all the traffic and everything. But I know from a lot of experience because people have come to me usually after many years. A lot of people think I hate them because they did nothing, and while I was being tortured, horrible things, and I don't put all these people in the same category as those who proactively screwed me over. And if anyone is riddled with guilt for what they didn't do, that they didn't help me or didn't know what to do and was scared and confused, I can understand that. But I can't take anyone's word for it blanketly because I get stabbed in the back every time. But if you legitimately want to set the record straight with me and want to know that you want me to know that you'd like to have helped me back then and even now, but you're not sure what you do, maybe you're scared, just say so. Just do the right thing. It's so sad that I don't get the most basic level of common courtesy from people who I've known for years, who I knew for years, and lost everything, right? Who I knew for years, and abandoned me in my hour of need. Siren's going by. Oh, you're back, Puddin'. He's back. Hey, Bubby. Hey, Puddin'. You done your bickies? You can go back to bed. Okay. You're going to go back to bed. You're purring. I can hear all your purring. He's happy boy. He's purring. If there's anyone who wants to set the record straight with me, most especially my flowers up on the wall there. And the yes, that bends for a reason because there's one flower that matters more than any. If any such flower or flowers. Want to set the record straight. If I can understand with all the gaslighting lies the government did. You might have believed the lies at first. If you still do at this point, you can piss off. The evidence is abundant, has been for years. If you believe lies about me, it's because you choose the lies. But the whole idea, like, this is government psyop targeting stuff. This is what they've done to me is really documented, but they do the same type of tactics to a lesser degree to other people, rampantly. They try to single you out, turn all your friends, family, and anyone, neighbours against you and stuff.
even pay them to harass you, blah, 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 blah. And I got documentation of that back at the entrance. Didn't quite work here, did over there, and I got recordings of the money transfers. But they're dumbasses, but they're following a rule book of how to get away with this crap that they don't understand. Do this and that happens. That's all they understand. That book was written by more intelligent people in the past that are long dead. You're being played by the government, especially police. And these are chains that you're not even resisting. If you're afraid of debating me, if you have an accusation against me, you're not sure about I'm right or wrong about a certain thing, look into it. You don't even have to face me, because a lot of people are too scared to face me these days, especially my enemies, right? Or my self-proclaimed enemies, just weak-ass little shits, actually. But you don't have to even face me. I have abundance of stuff available. You look into it, research what I give you. I've got massive database, so painfully went to distribute for you to look into and prove. I don't just make wild claims. I can prove it all. Look into it. You got questions, you got doubts, throw them at me. I'm open to the idea of being proven wrong, but it is extremely unlikely that I'm lying, or that I'm insane, or that I'm acting in bad faith. I could still be wrong, but that's a complete category of being lying, insane, or acting in bad faith. I don't think anyone would dare even make those arguments against those three anymore. The government and police tried to make me out to sound a bit crazy. So the evidence started coming in, right? There were secret recordings. I got a lot more where that came from, and so do many others. Abundance of evidence, more than you can possibly imagine. But at what point is it giving it all that and doing a bombardment? There may be a time and a place for the bombardment, but it doesn't serve a constructive function. That's just giving away ammo and sacrificing it for no gain, no reason. More than enough evidence is already supplied to prove the point. If anyone has a beef with me, in the past, you've lost your chance. You don't have a beef with me. You had your chance many times over, only you didn't. If anyone has a beef with me in recent times, that's open. Very recent times, that's open. But if you're not going to voice, you're going to voice it. You're going to face me in the debate. You're just going to shit behind my back. You're disqualified. In fact, you lose all credibility, just like those ones who accused me in the past. You have no credibility. You lose the right to speak. I own your right to speak, and that's part of the golden rules of Internet Fight Club. You go look at those rules. You think, oh, that's messed up. Go read them. You tell me you disagree with them, and if you disagree with any of those rules, be an adult. Confront me about it. Test it. So a lot of people are too scared to debate me because they know, as much as they like to believe that they're confident in their beliefs, they know, a lot of people know from experience what happens when they contest me. They're scared of getting their whole world turned upside down. But if your world is a lie, do you really want that? As I say, your life here is like, you got like a cigarette lighter and a little spark of flint, and if you take it like a photo snapshot of that moment, where you can just see with it's lit up for a brief moment, and that little spark is a brief moment you get in this life to really see in the whole timeline of it, a massive timeline of everything, and many timelines or whatever. You only get a brief moment that you get a chance to see. Don't spend that time with your eyes closed, chasing stupid, impulsive, robotic nonsense. My eyesight's going because of what the government did to me. Your eyesight has probably been better than mine. But seeing ways beyond your eyes the way I see the world as it really is, while you have the chance. Because you might not ever get another chance. Don't waste the opportunity you were given to see for a brief moment. Who knows what will happen when you see? You might change your mind about something. You might make a judgment call. Might change everything. But you never know unless you see, right? At least see. And then see where it goes, right? Based on what you see. Don't spend that brief moment with your eyes closed. Be brave and use the autonomy you have while you have it. For those who feel guilty about not helping me, just send me a message. You're too scared of my reply. Just say, please don't reply. I can understand that. I might not be able to handle your reply, but don't want to be criticised. I'm too afraid of the situation. Like if you're afraid of the government and police going after you, it's already too late for that. They're going after everyone now. In fact, people used to say to me, stay safe. I say, no. I prefer to stay dangerous. If I stay dangerous, I stay alive. If I try to stay safe, that means it's being harmless. If I'm harmless, I die. You need to be strong. You need to be dangerous. You need to be in a situation where you want to invade my home, I will fuck you up. Then I'll go to your home. I'll fuck your home up. Then I'll go to your cousins' homes. I'm going to fuck all their homes. I'm going to wipe out your entire fucking bloodline. Do you think that they're going to come after you, knowing the consequences? Do you think if some member of that family is stupid enough to come after you, knowing the consequences, do you think that family is going to let their own family member do it? They'll do their own family member in to save themselves. And that's the point. Stay dangerous. You want to stay alive? You stay dangerous. You have deterrence of consequence. And that is the only way to stay alive. Especially in today's world. And document everything. A lot more I can say that. It's covered in my videos actually, but I'll not say that here. But if anyone has a recent beef with me, anyone wants to explain why they left me for dead, or they feel guilty about it, or they're not sure about what's true and they want help finding the right evidence, as if it isn't obvious, go to my website, go to my social medias. My Twitter's scroll down my Twitter, go to my website, even go to my Facebook. All these. If you still don't have the competence or the language skills to be able to use that, and you're acting in good faith, I can drop you a link or time, a YouTube video, something, a safe. I'm not recommending people go to some website they don't trust. You might not trust my website. That's fine. You don't have to, because I've got on other platforms that are safer, major platforms. I've covered all this and more to make it easy for anyone to research safely. If you want to put in the effort, find out. But if anyone who does feel bad about what they've done, because a lot of people think, he must hate me because I made a bad call, I got it wrong. No, hate is very precise for me. I don't see hate the same way other people hate. In fact, hate is usually a good thing and necessary thing. I put a couple of recent videos about that, right? Please watch those videos, especially that AI video. It's very good, a good way of putting it. But don't live in the shadows of doubt. If you are acting in good faith, I don't care what you say. I will be able to determine whether you're acting in good faith or not. And if you're acting in bad faith doing shady shit, I will see that as well straight away. It's a skill I have. It took a lot to get that skill. I've actually taught people that skill. Not as good as I can do it, but mostly as good in a functional degree that doesn't really even matter. So the difference doesn't even matter. But it's quite easy to pick up people acting in good or bad faith. You know how to read certain cues, blah, blah, blah. I will know if you're acting in good or bad faith. And don't worry about what people think. Just do the right thing. If anyone wants to express their regret for not helping me and that they don't know what to do, kind of stuck in a rut, I can understand that. There's certain times I've been there myself. But there's a time and a place. You got to be an adult and you got to do the right thing. Don't let things get muddied. Be a clarifying force in the world. If you want truth to win, you have to do something about it. You have to express the truth. And as for those who I have not heard for a very long time but did get words of support and assistance here and there, I want you to know that it did make a difference, a big difference. And it scared the hell out of the government back in the days when they were torturing me stuff. And I probably would not be alive today if it wasn't for that. I got more backup later on, but in that large window of time where I was very vulnerable and the government did bad shit to me and I was all alone. The few words of support I got from those who were too scared to say much at the time saved my life. I know that what you did was not enough, but I would not be alive if you didn't do it, if you didn't voice those few words here and there, the small minority of people who did. And others may not have known until later and kind of stuck in a rut. There's a lot of people who lurk, like on my, not just my social medias, but other places as well. There's a lot of people who lurk and they're too afraid to say something, and it might take years before they say something. I'm not a big monster who's going to bite your head off. I mean, I could barely hold an egg in my mouth, actually. Can I fit your head in my mouth, Puddin'? I don't think I could. I think maybe he purred to that. He started purring because I rubbed his belly. If anyone has anything off their chest and wants to finally speak to me after all these years, and just let me know what the deal is. I'm not going to bite your head off for saying so. Whatever you say or do or don't do, just act in good faith and think things through. And I know there's a lot of people who wanted to say things to me, and it usually takes them years before they do, and it haunts them, and it doesn't need to. I don't expect you to do what I've done. I knew what I was getting into. I made a choice. I made a sacrifice. Someone had to document evidence to justify what must happen. Someone had to walk into the jaws of this beast and record themselves getting bitten and torn apart. But here I still am. And I don't have to die. If people step, it's better to do stuff late than never. Anyone wants to set the record straight and clear themselves of a history of sin, for lack of a better word. And it is sin to just have someone in the town square where their broken legs thrown in someone gets mugged, their legs broken, they're thrown in the town well, and they've got a mobile phone, and they call out on the social media group for the whole town, someone help me, I'm in the well. And they hear, everyone walks by and they hear them yelling out, and they just pretend it doesn't happen. That's really messed up. Because you know what's worse, messed up, is that person somehow survives. All the food scraps and banana peels and stuff he threw down the well, if some of them even spit down the well out of spite just because they can, because they've got the power to, right? What if that person survived on banana peels and spit for 2 years and they're still somehow alive? It means that it's still not too late to save them. It doesn't matter, and I'm talking to also politicians and people in positions of power here. It doesn't matter how far towards the dark side and how evil you've gone. It's not about trying to save yourself or redeeming yourself, because something that even Jesus in the Bible said himself, if you're trying to get into heaven, you're guaranteed not to get there. You need to give up on yourself and just do the right thing. You have the power to do something right here, right now. You do or you don't, and that's all that matters. Screw rewards and eternal life. Fuck that. You can do a great deed right here, right now. You do or you don't, and that's what matters. You are not your past. You are not your hypothetical future. You are not your reputation. You are your deeds. Here and now. And even Putin, see? You heard that, and something in you, you know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Putin? Yes, you do. He was listening to everything I said. Weren't you, Putin? Hope you listened to me too. It's not okay that people left me for dead. Don't pretend it is okay. Don't give me cop-outs. Just do the right thing. You think losing internet in the near future is going to be where it ends? No. You're going to be locked in your own cell. You'll be walking around the streets, but you won't be allowed to speak to anyone in the streets. That's the way the world's headed. That's what they're planning. You'll be all alone. You'll be interacting with the government AI, running you through chores, all alone. And you might get the rare reward once every couple of months to meet someone and speak to them for a few seconds. If that's the world you want, even Putty's cringed on that ad, isn't he? Yeah, you don't like that Putin. He's just stretching out on the floor there, making him overheat with this stress. He's cooling down. Just do the right thing. Cut the bullshit. Turns out I was telling the truth the whole time. And I'm not going to follow that by saying no one believes me. I'm buried out in your ocean of lies and no one believes me, no one knows the truth. No, people know the truth. A lot of people believe me. Very few of them care, but some do. And some of them have actually done things here and there to save my life. But if I have to ask you to do the right thing, then that's not the right thing. Yeah. If you have to do the right thing, you have to be rewarded or something to do the right thing, then you're not doing the right thing. You know, I was given a choice between going to this traditional version of heaven. We're going to hell. I will go to hell with a shotgun and a broom, and I'll clean that place up. It'd be quite an adventure. The traditional version of heaven sounds like a fucked up psychiatric facility to me. The walls are white, there's nothing, there's no colour, there's clouds and blue sky. Forever, with nothing. That's hell to me. You sending me to your version of hell, that's an interesting place. I can clean that place up. There's something I can do. I can do shit there. Just like I can do stuff here. In many ways, this is hell. It's a prison planet in many ways. Can be interpreted many different ways, but nonetheless, it's a kind of a prison planet. You know what's fucked up about that? People are in chains, and they choose those chains. They'll defend those chains. They don't want to be free. Those who don't want to be free, proof by your actions, you don't want to be free. I'm not going to free you. That's an intrusion of your rights and free will. If you want to spend the last remnants of your free will giving away your free will, I'm not going to stop you. We'll try to talk you out of it, but I'm not going to interfere. If you make that choice, you're done for. I'm going to focus on more important people who actually want to use what they're given. It's like the parable of the dollars or the dinars or the talents. Talents means more than a dollar, actually. Your actual talents. You're born with more than my putty cat down there. You're accountable for that. You see something going on, you know it's wrong. You have the capacity to intervene. You're responsible for what happens. You see that guy get mugged in the gutter and you turn a blind eye, pretend you didn't see that? Guess what? I saw that. I know what you did. And I'll hold you to account for that. For better or worse, depending on what you did. It's only fair, right? Sort of represent fairness. Not equality, and that equality is portrayed as fairness. Equality and niceness is the opposite of fairness and kindness. the opposite. It's a fraudulent, fake, hypocritical mimic. And the only true evil is hypocrisy. We've got a little bit of Coke left. I mean, 2/3 of a drink left, maybe. We can get one out of it. I've got to talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of people are too scared of me these days, right? Not that I've done nothing wrong, but people are just acting in bad faith. They're scared of getting exposed by me. People who act in good faith should have nothing to fear from me. I'm your defender. Oh, his pudding's out cold. He was overheating, now he's all chill. Well, this time and date was just to reveal the reason for that time and date before the worst happens with the censorship in 1984 surveillance state crap. While you're still able, or a potential audience, despite the shadow banning, is still able to watch it before the ID checks and the 1984 surveillance state happens. Look into my stuff where you still can. You might even have days before the ID checks start kicking in, and then they don't work because the government has not approved you, because you missed a bus stop once, or you walked away from a taxi. Whoops, you forgot you ordered a taxi. You missed a pizza. You ordered a pizza and you forgot to pick it up. Therefore, you can't catch any public transport again, right? That's the world you're headed for. It doesn't have to happen. Given the chance, I could solve all this in a day. But we're at a point now where the solutions, I think everyone knows. It's got so bad for so long. There is no peaceful solution. This is war. You're fighting for your own survival. I have a lot of empathy for people who've been human trafficked into someone else's country as part of a genocide campaign against them. The target being white people. But I want you to know, if you're one of these brown people from foreign countries, and you're acting in good faith, and you're like, what have I got myself into? Or your parents brought you over or something, and you're like, you feel trapped, you think that everyone hates you. Well, the white people, no, they don't hate you. In fact, they need you. There's things you can do that they can't, at least immediately. They don't want to wipe you. Well, these white people don't want to wipe you out. Like, if you have a party, there's a party at white man's home, and all the rest of the streets, all these different kind of brown people, elaborate different brown people. And then there's this party at the white people's home, and all the brown people from every house comes in there. And then you hear these white people saying, hey, no one invited you here. Please get out of my home. You're racist. It says a white-looking guy, but he's not white. He's white passing. He's an Arab, white passing Arab, known as Mossad. And he's trying to wipe him out. He's trying to kill him. He's trying to steal their identity, steal their heritage, and kill them, wipe them out. Can't afford to have them continuing existing if they're real. If I'm usurping and stealing their identity, we can't have the real one continuing, right? That's a threat. And then you're just in your home, and someone says, hey, there's a party down the house. Let's go to the party. Okay, let's go to the party. Cool. Make some friends there and stuff. You might not know. Most of them do know. Guilty as hell, severe punishments, but not all of them. Some of them were acting in good faith, or they were moved as a child where they didn't know any better, and they're stuck there. You go to white man's house. You think, okay, this is some multicultural paradise. Then you go to Europe or something, and you're like, where's all the white people? What happened? Oh my God, you suddenly realize what's going on. That you've been inadvertently a part of it. And then you might think, oh my God, these white people, they must hate me. They must think I'm one of these guys. How would I ever convince them? Oh, it's easy. It's easy to convince them. Walk up to one of them that who know the deal, who are loyal to their people and survival and everything. Tell them, I just realized. What do I do? Not sure what to do. I'm stuck here, and you're being harmed. Well, can is there something we can do? If you're acting good faith. Oh, there's things I was going to say there, but I will get this video banned. You're acting in good faith. They don't want you dead. They want everyone to survive. But you got to get. There's a time and a place you get out of home. But if you're stuck there, it's a really complicated mess right now. They don't mind you staying there for the time being. You got to help them. You're in their home. Help them survive. Help them fight back. You got to take the initiative here. They shouldn't have to ask you. Side with them. And then as long as you're not harming them and genociding them in some way, you help them. We need not be enemies. We could be allies. And then when the time comes and we sort certain things out, and we can actually be friends. In fact, that's how you form. That's how you cure racial relations and stuff. And then when the time comes, we find a suitable home for you. Hey, you can come, and if you're acting in good faith, we won't forget that you put yourself in danger for us. You're in a home, it's all fucked up situation, and you didn't like it. You tried to do the right thing, and you helped us, and we both survived. That's where the best friendships are forged. And as guests and friends that don't stay overnight or through the week or live in someone else's home, you come visit. The friendly visit back and forth between friends. You go from neighbours to friends, despite this messed up situation. Why would these white people want you gone? They're pissed off at most of your kind. They know that not all of you are like that. But you gotta. It's the burden of proof is on you to prove otherwise. Right? That's what's going on in the world today. The last video I did overnight covers this. There's a couple of memes I put up there with white genocides and stuff. Look at it. If you want to survive, you need to ally yourself with white men. But if you're doing that for your own survival instead of doing the right thing, you're not going to survive. If you're trying to save your own ass, you're doomed. Just do the right thing. Life is so much easier. I've had a really hard life. Horrible stuff. Yet they never broke me psychologically for a reason. And it's all been easy. Most of it's been easy for me. Yeah, the part the worst part is when the torture through injections of poison, the pain that causes beyond the normal human capacity. Normally, like, when you drown and you have a euphoria in the worst painful stages of it. The same thing with pain in general. Your body replaces it with euphoria. The government has developed ways to inject you with poison in such a way that it can shut off that euphoria, and you can experience pain beyond the natural human capacity. That's what they did to me. In so much, that's the reason why the front 2 inches of, that's a scan apparently said, right? The front 2 inches of my brain are gone. I didn't have a frontal cortex. Who knows how I'm like the headless man who's still speaking. I had to learn how to speak and walk and play my keyboard again many times over. I'm still able to, barely, despite the brain damage I have. I don't even have a frontal cortex anymore because my other neurons have adapted to manage. It's all about your mentality. Very adaptable. It's horrible what they've done to me. I have too much just to figure out several points I was going to go to. But acting in good faith, we don't need to be enemies. In fact, you acting in good faith is the only way for both of us to survive. For both of us to survive, it's required that you act in good faith. Because if you don't, we both die. It's not my burden to prove good faith. If you're in someone else's country, the burden is on you. You prove correct loyalties. It's not an uphill battle. everything gets so much easier. Not harder, but easier. Well, I need to take another break, and I haven't even finished this. So, is that a sign that I'm drinking too much and my body can get rid of? I think I'll way beyond that point anyway. Yeah, that's the whole point of the video. All right, I'll just I'll be back in a minute. When I feel like Santa Claus getting up, I know I've had enough drink, but I'm gonna keep going. Trains. Well, Putty Cat's very happy. He's like in a pacified, happy stupor. In fact, I'll get the camera down. Look at him. Look at him. He looks just stretched out on the floor. There's Teddy. I should put this Teddy on top of him, actually. Yeah. Alright. But anyway, despite what anyone has done, how guilty they feel, sometimes they feel guilty. If you don't, if people have left me dead and they don't feel bad about it, fuck you. Don't even talk to me. But there's many people who've come to me, usually over years. It's weighed on their mind that they didn't step up when they should have. To some degree, it's forgivable. But if anyone wants to set the record straight, please do. But most of all, there's very few flowers in this world, in a world overgrown with dead weeds, a barren world of death, a moral desert full of dead weeds choking what few flowers are left in this world. The only reason I even survived it because of one specific flower. He believes I'm the devil himself for reasons that can never be explained. Vague accusations that get changed moment to moment, they never go anywhere or make any sense. Accused of everything under the sun, but no evidence is ever shown. I just wonder if she at some point realized that she got it wrong, misjudged, was lied to, whatever it is. A lot of people feel trapped. They've done something wrong. They don't know how to make it right. There's a way to make it right. I can solve all this chaos in the world. It's really easy to solve. Like it pains me that people have this idea that it's some extremely difficult, ultra genius solution that no one's figured out yet that requires 3,000 IQ points or some special crack team. No. All of it is common fucking sense. I think deep down you already know. You've been brainwashed like Charlie Kirk was most of his life. Groomed as a kid. Led to believe all kinds of crap until he learned too little too late and tried to make it right. And they took him out for it. The chat logs don't lie. They're real. There are videos of Charlie Kirk criticizing the Guild of Thieves and their secret involvement in everyone's pocket with a gun to everyone's head with Epstein leverage and everything, right? Where was it going with that nausea? Pudding. As I went off in 10 different topics I was going to go. Nausea. Forgot which tangent I was on. As they say, could be a sign of dementia. Could be a sign of brain damage. And you crazy. Okay. Let's do a test. I'm drunk right now. Let's do a test of skill and intellect. Let's do this right now. The number pi. We go to 4,000 decimal places. That's going to take too long, isn't it? Let's go to like 100. 100 I used to be able to do in one breath. I don't think I can here. 3.1415926535897932336 32364626 yeah. 3238462643332795 02884197169399375185 yeah. I just paced myself. Need to breathe. I can't from breathing. 3.1415926535839793238419716939937518582097494 5923078164. No, we're not. Now 8998628034825 3421170679. Now I don't think I did that right. I think I missed a bit. I think I missed one section. 523, was it? 5230. Did I do the 5230? Nonetheless, that's a sign of brain damage degradation. Brain damage degradation. But it's all relative, right? I can give you like 100 decimal places of pi. Well, we're in a completely different categories. I mean, me at like 5% brain capacity is still going to be better than a peanut. Yeah, put in. Right, let's do the last one. Man, I haven't drunk that much. It was like half. It was about half. Half of half. I've had half. I was just nauseous. I mean, it's because I haven't slept. And all kinds of scrap. I can feel the brain damage over many injuries. But so far I managed. Don't know for how long. My eyesight's gone, probably. My brain's probably redirected my eyesight neurons to mental capacity. Which is not going to serve me well. It's a bit of balance of... I feel like a Mazda 3T3. Ain't got much left, but it's spreading out against different areas just to be able to go down the hill. Down the hill maybe. I might be able to go down the hill like a push start, but I can't go uphill. Oh, just don't put a fat guy in the front seat, and I can probably still manage uphill.
It's all about efficiency. If anyone has any doubts about anything I say, I'm open to being proven wrong about anything. Never claimed to be infallible. I only ever claim to be incorruptible, not infallible. In good faith. It will make my life so much easier if you've proved any of my fundamental beliefs wrong. See, I raise my voice. He loves it. He knows he can sense the passion, the sincerity, the legitimacy. He feels comfortable and safe around it. You're used to Daddy's debates, aren't ya? Daddy's debates against the bad guys make you feel safe. Yeah. He's a very sensitive, hyper-vigilant kind of, not hyper-vigilant, hyper-sensitive, overstimulated, easy overstimulated pudding. But look at him. He loves it when Daddy argues. He just loves it because I'm fighting the bad guys. He feels safe around me. Yeah. It's like I'm fighting the bad guys. There's no bad guys on the screen. It's just Daddy talking to himself. But he's used to it. He feels comfortable. Yeah, baby. But I'm open to being. I'm not a fool. I think everyone knows I'm not a fool. I know that some of the stuff I say sounds outrageous. But are you open to the possibility that it could be right and that you don't truly understand the context and depth of what I'm saying? That you might be misinterpreting, getting things wrong. You don't really understand what I'm doing. Idiot chicken sandwich argument, right? As a sample. I don't get to do debates these days. I mean, I put a whole debate platform on my website, actually. None of them will face me or each other. It's like this. I claim to be the Messiah, but not Jesus. I also claim... Oh, this is a lot. I know this. All these things that seem... What the hell's going on there? That sounds crazy. But it is true, and I can prove it. And I could be wrong. It's an invitation, a challenge. But there's a reason why my adversaries run. Because they're wrong. They don't know any idea what they're talking about. And I'm dealing with a bunch of dumbass, like chimpanzees, not chimpanzees. What did I say? I mean, there's human populations that are actually half the IQ of a gorilla, so where do I even go with that? I mean, monkeys are smarter than probably half of humans at this point, really. I've got a meme about that. Should I put it up? Oh, I'll put it up. I won't say I'm putting, I'll say I'm putting up, okay? Put 'em up. Not putting up. I did say putting there, sorry, putting. Statistics, maybe. Okay. At risk of getting banned for telling the truth. We need to face reality here. Right. Face the truth. This is the reality of the world. We're not all the same. And that is a good thing. Celebrate diversity and stuff. Do you celebrate diversity by genociding and mixing everyone into the same colour, sterile, docile grey? We're a world where everyone has one hair and eye colour. You celebrate diversity by preserving it. Not wiping it out, not killing it. Do I celebrate my beautiful little pudding here by killing him? Or by cuddling him? Eat a papa. And giving him yummies. Although he's very picky about what he eats. He's very picky. He's the most picky cat I've ever seen, pudding. I miss debating. No one debates me anymore. Kind of got a reputation. Every now and then I might be able to someone who doesn't know me. Usually doesn't go far. They realise, oh shit. If you debate me and lose, what do you really lose? Oh, I'm so humiliated. Do you think I would feel humiliated if you proved me wrong? I'd be grateful. This idea, some belief about some topic or whatever. I thought I was onto something here. Let's test that.
thank you for the chance to test that. You got this other stuff going on there. I got this going on over here. Let's put our cards on the table. Oh, it looks like I was right about this, and this, but this thing over here. Oh, I thought there was something. I thought I was onto something there. Turns out, it was a waste of time. Maybe I can salvage some things from it, but all right, I need to I need to throw that belief out. I need to that thing was true. That was false. Yeah, it was worth a try. Thanks for help. Thanks for the help. You just gave me a free card. You gave me a free gift. I'm grateful for that. What would I be? Offended, embarrassed. That's bullshit. Ego, narcissistic crap going on. I don't have an ego. I have such a lack of ego that sometimes I can pretend to have an ego just to prove the point. And then humiliate myself and say, oh my God, my reputation's ruined. Do you see me caring? Oh, you must be a sociopath or something. No, I'm just not an asshole. Oh, why should I care what people think of me? By default, I don't care. I only care contextually when it actually matters in certain niche situations. By my deeds I am known. By my morals, as shown through my actions, I am known. And no other reason. He's very comfy. He's a very comfy putter. He loves listening to Daddy argue, even if I'm arguing myself. Oh, it's a lot of bad memes here. I better not put them up. Oh, they're bad. But they're true. The world isn't ready for some of these memes. You don't want to see this. I mean, you do, but I can't show you here. I can show you. If you come over, I can show you. But I can't show you on the internet. And not yet. Anyway, if anyone wants to clear the air and set the record straight, they didn't mean bad by me. They kind of feel bad, but not helping me. They didn't know what to do. Whatever. If you want to clear, just message me. Hell, I don't know what the government or police have been telling you. I don't think they're doing that anymore, but they could be, but they're probably not. They went around saying all kinds of scary lies about me, but it's all freaking lies, dude. It's all lies. It's easy. 2 seconds of research, you find out real quick. Even if you've been negligent and you've just been trying to get by and just turn a blind eye, you can't deal with what's going on in the world. You just pretend it's not happening, hoping it solves itself, only it doesn't. It's not about saving yourself. Like, okay, I stepped up so I can save myself and justify my existence. No, if you're doing that to justify existence, you just invalidate your existence. Just right here, right now. Who knows your past? Your past could have been made up. You could have just been woken up 5 minutes ago. And you'd be given false memories or some stupid. Probably not, but proof of concept. Your past is something you use as a guidance tool and nothing more. You can do right here, right now. You can do the right thing or the wrong thing right here, right now. You can be negligent. You can be do evil directly or through negligence and play dumb or whatever. Or you just do the right thing. And this is why my life is so... You think I've had a hard life. It's actually, in some ways, it's been really easy. There's been no confusion. I always know what to do. There's no problem solving. It's all simple. Like, I can solve all the world's major problems easy. And it's a no-brainer. It really is that simple. The idea that it's complicated is a bluff. That's all easy. The only thing that struggles is the pain and nausea and fatigue and shit. That's all. The threat of dying any moment, that's okay. That's not a problem. It's the pain and nausea and fatigue and shit. That's what gets to me. Being tortured with poison. The horrible the pain beyond the normal human capacity. That haunts me to this day. But it doesn't stop me. I can use it as a strength. I'd rather not have to, but I can use it as a strength to do things I couldn't have done otherwise. That's how you make things right. You play Tetris with the blocks of life. Alien concept to a lot of people. And I'm playing Tetris with Jack Daniels right now. If you can understand that. I'm not even sure if Puddin's even listening. I think he's going into his deep sleep right now. I don't think he's really listening anymore. You're just going into a deep sleep, Puddin. He's going into curled up snail slug mode. Yeah, Puddin. But for risk of people doing bad shit to me, I mean, if you're going to do bad shit when you're an Indian scammer, you know what day this is. There's multiple things going on this day. Come get me, motherfuckers. One of the rules is, you try to hack me, I'm going to go to your family, and if they don't take you out, I'll take them out first. Every time they take you out, to save themselves, because immorality comes in the bloodline. I know how to deal with pieces of shit. They operate in a very simple level. So any of you fuckers, you degenerate fucking Indian scammer hackers and shit like that. Some of them Arab as well. In colourful other areas as well, but usually it's this two. You feel lucky, bunk. Join Atmos getting bot raped in prison. If you're lucky. That's if you're lucky. I don't feel lucky or unlucky. I don't believe in luck. Like God Almighty upstairs, I don't play with dice. Dice to play would do it. Try to play with me, but I say no dice. I don't gamble other people's lives. Not like politicians do. He's a bit. I can tell he's hypervigilant. He's getting overstimulated right now. Yeah, he's cool. He's gone back to sleep. He's got his. You know this Puddin here? Sometimes I wonder, hey, it's been a few hours. Where's Puddin? Bit worried about him. 10 seconds later, meow, door. Every time. I think other people know what I'm talking about. How many times does that have to happen to you? Like, no, there's something going on. Not saying I know what exactly is going on, but there's some connection there. Something's going on. It's not a coincidence. Whatever it is, don't know what it is. Not saying what it is, but it's not a coincidence. I saw your tail. Oh, sorry, I just bumped my thing. Sorry, I hope that didn't deafen you. I saw his tail swish. You can say I got eyeballs in the back of my head, right? Could I put some... Could I? What is even the point on that? It's not even funny. It's just freaking annoying. The funny part is how stupid that was. But I have to live day by day like it could be my last. People don't realise how sick I am. And I really wish people would just voice their grievances with me in good faith. Sort it out. If you feel like you've done me wrong, then just do right. Start acknowledging, like, I should have said or done something, but I didn't. Explain why, whether it was justified or not, and then say what you're going to do. Now, do the right thing. I'm not someone who's quick to condemn. People don't realise. People just totally get me wrong. There's a lot of people in this world I condemn. But I think if you realise, if you're looking at what's going on in the world by now, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not being nasty or extreme there. The kind of things that are being confirmed by certain villains is so extreme. They're far beyond the point of no return. everyone else not need be that. But if you don't step up and do the right thing, think of every step, every day is a step down. Small steps. Little white lies, little compromises. Years go on, and then suddenly you look back and suddenly into your horror you realise how far you've gone. You don't realise that 5 years ago you reached a point of no return. And then you look in front of you and there's a big beast going to swallow you up. And there's no escape. And you deserve it. Don't do that. Well, I've covered like 6 or 7 out of 100 points I was going to say. Which was the point. So to make that 8, because that was the point itself. Make that 9 because that was humorous and I was intended to do some wordsmithery. So at least I succeeded at wordsmithery. At least once. I said to a lot of people, good and bad, never in between. Whatever you have done, whatever haunts you, try to survive 2025, especially the later parts. I've been saying this for a long time. This isn't about trying to... I don't need to prove this stuff because I've proved it so many times. Anyone does any research will see the proof. It's not about proving things here. Just a reminder for those who did, who I said this to, if you watch this, survive 2025, especially the later parts. In some ways there's worse to come, all the way out to 2028. If you survive 2025, your chances of surviving after that and actually being able to make a difference, changing the direction of your life, is drastically different. I'm not sure at this point, so late, 13th of November, month and a half to the end of the year, but we're at the point where day by day things dramatically change, right? I'm not saying I'll know every specific. I've got a generalized timeline of things because this is a bit of a rerun for me, and I can prove that given the chance. If you just engage me, I can show you. If you survive 2025, just hang in there. If you don't even know what the right thing is to do, stay alive. Because if you're out of the chessboard, you're out of the game. There's no more moves to make. Don't let, and for others who are being targeted here, you know who I'm talking about. They would convince you into doing desperate measures to sacrifice yourself for the greater good or some shit. Your enemy would try to convince you into throwing it all away, to removing yourself from the board, believing that to be a great move. Sometimes it may be, but this is a tactic your enemy would pull on you to deceive you, to eliminate yourself from the board. Don't forget that. And learn from that. That when you think, oh, surely they wouldn't go that far. Evil in this world is dumb and stupid. But it also is also persistent. It has no morals holding it back. It has no creativity. But its strength is it mimics and copies things it doesn't understand. Even if it comes from weapons, perhaps even off-world or off-universe even. Do you think they limit themselves in that way? Do you think they care? They will use any weapon from any source at any expense, and they won't pay the price. They'll trade with the merchants and sell their soul and then kill the merchant. These are simple creatures. They're not genius, super genius, powerful creatures. They're weak and stupid. They're 2D cardboard cutouts. Hey, Bobby, you right? He's just hot. He's just heating up. He's stretched out on the floor again. He's just too hot. The heat's getting to him. He does this. He gets a bit of static electricity and heat on the lounge. Goes back and forth, back and forth. He does this all the time. The evil of this world is not... There's no such thing as an evil genius. Evil is ridiculously stupid that has found some cheap shortcut. And usually not as found, but someone else has given a dumbass like a tool, like giving a monkey a gun. Yeah, he didn't understand what a gun does and how it works, but he's probably going to shoot half his buddies, but he's going to shoot the enemies as well. You just give random monkeys guns and just give them drugs and LSD and shit and say, press the trigger, and blah, 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 and the monkey dies, including everyone around him. Right? Stupid. He's a stupid fucking dumbass. Someone else who is more intelligent and more organized, who may be also very evil, but is not from around here. Neither am I. Someone who's not from around here is playing puppetry. Throw away chess pawns if you can generate a perpetual army of dumbass chess pawns. Throw away grunt soldiers that don't know nothing, don't fucking care. It's about efficiency. It's about resources. It's about power. A single line of code this long. Maybe that long? I ain't measuring. And you're probably not going to know. A single line of code. You're probably not going to understand this, but a single line of code can be what I call an ideological virus that can adapt, terraform its host. As a simple weapon, there's many of them, and many things beyond even that. A simple line of code that works with the laws of physics in specific ways. It can decimate a population of an alien world by intention. As a spammer, not just a spammer, but a disruptor. Spammer and disruptor is probably the main focus of it. You can do other things as well. But you do a simple line of code and you get all this cascade list of other things. Look up a fork bomb. It's like a fork bomb. Fork bomb. It's the same thing. Only genetically and psychologically and ideologically. These assholes, the likes of CIA. I used to work with the FBI. I don't know if anyone else I used to work with in the FBI still work in the FBI. A long time ago, things have. If you're there, why are you still there? If you're forced, because some of them were forced. I understand. Like Nix, if you're still alive, you'd be pretty old right now. But if you're still alive, you get this. Please, let me know. And if someone knows of Nix from the old days and she's died, please let me know. Give me what you can. Of course, this is a time and a place. But nausea hit me again. It's part of the reason why I did this video. What my life is like. It's almost like dealing with Alzheimer's in such a way. I crash. I get sick, I go into a coma. I recover like Deadpool, whilst losing your limbs, and then I can do shit again for a bit. It's been like this for a long time. So the degradation is regeneration. But what was I saying about CIA? Yeah, I got distracted by certain side topics. I guess this happens when you're drunk, but as a Scotsman and an Irishman, this is inexcusable. I barely had a quarter of a bottle. I think I've had a little bit more than a quarter bottle. But that's intentional. Still have my wits. I think, and that's an invitation. Test me. And that reminds me of Ron server for a week. You know what that means. Pray into it and you'll find out. You can always ask me. There's a long story there. I don't know if I made it clear at the start of this video, but I intended to finish off that bottle of Jack Daniels. It's 3:50 p.m. Okay, I wanted to go outside. I wanted to have at least one drink, some public venue. If I have, okay, that's fine. That's all the Coke I got left. I don't need to know have any coconut milk. I can't imagine having coconut milk with Jack Daniels. It's like an explosive material or some stuff. So we'll just pour that Coke. The last of the Coke gone. And that's all I drink. And maybe I'll be okay to have one at a pub or club or something. At least the ones they're not banned on. I've been banned from a couple of pubs and clubs here and there. I'm not sure if I've been banned from anywhere right now. But it's always for dodgy reasons. And I welcome you to investigate. Because I want to press charges on some motherfuckers. Shady motherfuckers. And I'll say this right now. Bearded Git from Royal Hotel. I am a king. I am the royal. I got assaulted at your pub. It's on camera. In fact, with a perpetual and changing narrative, you took me in the security room. Showed me your evidence against me only proves me right. You let me access all your confidential shit. You leave me unattended. It's all on camera. Showing I'm the victim of a bunch of fucking drug addict thugs. They probably said, I am a gang member or some shit I made up. Oh shit, we better do the shit that. Oh yeah, I can go there. And dude, you owe me $1,000, and you didn't pay out. I got a rule. 2, 5, and 10 rule. You owe me $10,000 now, and I will be taking it by force. It's gonna get a lot worse than that. The world will know the truth. But outside of that, I don't think I'm banned, or I'm probably not even banned from there anymore. Oh, I don't think he's even working there anymore, actually. But the owners have got to compensate him with that $10 and doesn't take that out of his ass. If they want to take that 10 times over, I appreciate they do so. My 3.14 video. If you go to my website, situation report. I was at that Royal Hotel in my own corner in a group phone call with earphones on. With my team, we were going over it. Had a couple of beers, wanted to be outside, in the outside area of a pub, and in a public place, but in the corner, my own business. Going over some final touches, if there's any other edits, anyone would notice me and my team were going through my video. Anything we missed before I release it, because it's BTO when I release that video, and it was. The laws of the country were changed. Then a bunch of fucking little dick pieces of drug addict crap surround me. I wonder at this point that there might have been some more to it. Attacked me. All on camera. Said they're gonna stab me and everything. I'm gonna tell them the details later, but it's bad. I've got it covered on my social media somewhere. Puddin's out cold. No, he's not out cold, because I said that. Puddin's out cold. His tail twitched. Hey, Puddin. I know you're awake, Puddin. He really likes it when I talk to him. When I know that Puddy's awake. Oh, I feel quite sick now. I'm going to finish. I'm going to be able to finish this. There's a little bit left. One of the main reasons I wanted to make this video is for the people who didn't deliberately fuck me over. My direct family. Fuck you. Extended family. You need to explain yourselves. I think there's a little bit of good and bad. Bad mostly outweighs the good. But I want to hear what you have to say and justify. There may be an argument to be made. Maybe not. My direct family. Everything I said when I started going public has only got confirmed. Especially with a fucking cigarette smoking shit. It's all got proven. Just look at it. This is one of the reasons why no one wants to debate me. Because none of them have the high ground. They know they don't have the high ground. They know they're lying. They're shady. They're grifters. They're lying. They're exploiters. Gotta shut this guy down. Because he tells the truth. He exposes our crimes on every angle. It's so simple. Just don't be the fucking bad guy. Just do the right thing. It's really fucking simple. If you haven't done it by now, you never will. It's not my job to teach you right from wrong. It's my job to stop you from hurting other people and to hold you account what you did to me. Only 3 hours and 26 minutes. Oh, a bit longer. A lot longer. Used to go for 12 hours usually. 10 to 12 hours because you use a video limit. Not going to do that here, obviously. But the intention of this video, completely unprepared. There's 100 different points I really laid on my mind. I wanted to, over the years, to when this time comes. Instead, I did it in the blind with no preparation time, covering only 5%, maybe about 5% of the topics, to prove a point. I'm not going to say what that point is, but I think if you use your noggin, you'll understand. Siren. I don't know if you heard it. They do it, the police and the ambulance. They're not in a hurry. They're just patrolling, fucking with people and raiding people's homes. And, there's traffic. Let's skip the traffic by pressing a fake alarm. And, as shady as the local MP, David Harris, is, one of the reasons is because he, and especially his staff, are fed up with the sudden jump scare sirens over and over and over and over again, just skipping traffic because it's all real fucking criminals. They're fucking degenerate, fucking gang thugs, shit, pieces of shit. Drug addict gang member pieces of shit. But even they can't have enough of their own shit. Do you know what they do? They go to the sewage plant across the road and they fuck with it with a whole fucking crowd of them. And they pump the sewage station, redirect it into my fucking home. I've for several times gone a month with no plumbing. Well, they pump sewage into my home and I have to fucking seal off my drains. I tried to use public bins. I have to use a bag. I have to use public bins. Then they get rid of the public bins. I'm thinking of Iceland when they put sewage out the front of the front door. I think I'm worse than that. You wouldn't believe this shit. Many parties have done to me, not just the government and police. Well, one of the purposes of this video is I wanted to reach out to people who feel guilty about their role in this. And they do have a role in this. You see, bad shit happening. You see someone get their legs broken and thrown in a well. You saw the whole fucking thing. You didn't do nothing. You know it happened. You saw it firsthand. You're so upset about it that you do nothing. Every day that person's in the well, you do nothing. You're accountable to that. That's unavoidable. Stop trying to fucking save yourself. Stop trying to get into heaven, hell, whatever the fuck else. Just do the fucking right thing, like I do. I'm not trying to get into heaven or hell, whatever. I'm trying to fight and find a place I can make the most difference, if I can make a difference, without interfering with someone else's free will. This is just common sense. It's some weird alien incomprehensible concept in this world. I can barely even say it, and I'm making more sense than you are. My bloating's coming in again. I can barely breathe. I expect as much, but I'll be fine. Probably. Not the first time. I want all the people who knew me, who didn't fuck me over in a bad, direct, open way. I want the people who left me for dead, who has some kind of moral hauntedness to what they did. If there's any sense of morality and guilt over what you've done, then there's hope. Those are the people I'm looking for. I'm not looking for people who just don't give a shit. Fuck you. I'm looking for those who do, and they're haunted by their inaction. And I want these people to realize the way out is so easy. Use your past as a learning tool, a guidance tool. Right here, right now. You have power to make decisions, to do something about it. If you've done wrong, acknowledge it. Try to make it right. Do what you can. You can't undo what's been done, but certain things you can fix. And if you don't attempt it, it's not my job to convince you. Fuck you. But there are people who have, a lot of people who fucked me over or have realised that I was right, and they want to tell me, and they're too afraid to. I'd appreciate you just reaching out and just being honest. Stop worrying about me striking down with a bolt of lightning. Do the right thing. And in doing so, you're riding the lightning. You're lightning surfing motherfucker. Did that get me banned from 3 platforms? Probably. Shadow banned anyway, so who cares? Just do the right thing. Stop making excuses. Stop being a coward. Stop being apologetic. Do the right thing. And let your actions speak for themselves. Stop playing with kid gloves. We're at war. For your own survival. Learn to fight, motherfuckers. Learn to fight. Why is the rum always gone? Because I'm not drinking rum and drinking Jack Daniels, and Jack Daniels is not gone. You know what's gone? It's almost gone. The Coke's gone. And I don't think it's a good idea for me to drink coconut water with that. Because I think that's going to make napalm or some shit. So, I'll drink the rest later. I've had all the Coke. have a bit of a rest, and maybe I'll go out for one drink on my birthday. Too sick to, but if anyone wants to make things right with me, who have wronged me, just do it. Act like an adult. Stop worrying about your reputation. Stop being afraid of being criticized. Act like an adult and just do the right fucking thing. It's not my job to teach you to be a man or a woman, an adult. Just fucking do it. Just do the right fucking thing. That includes stepping up in the current climate of the world and doing the right fucking thing. If you don't know what's going on, you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on, I need to learn more, I need to do research and shit. You should have done that fucking 20 years ago. Own it. Get off your fucking ass and do it. People like me are going to great trouble to give the evidence and research material to people. Just fucking do it. Take the initiative. Those 3 words. Take the initiative. Those 3 words are key. That prove good or bad faith. You take the initiative, you have no apologies, no excuses, because you're busy actually doing something important. Doesn't mean you're a wage slave or just doing research 24/7. I highly recommend playing games and even making games. That's a training tool. You probably don't realize why. But you choose this path, you'll understand why eventually. Even if it's too late, just fucking try. Alright. I'll straight pudding before I cannot stand up. That's a problem. I think I can. I've got cords everywhere. I don't want to trip on them. I'm used to dealing with wireless, and I have moments where I can barely stand up to begin with. There's that pudding. There's the pudding. All stretched out across the carpet. Alright. If you didn't understand what I was trying to do in this video, who cares? You're too stupid to understand. You don't deserve to know. I think I covered maybe 7% of the topics. But I don't need to, because do your research. Find my social medias. Find my website while it's still up. Look through the evidence. Understand. You got questions, ask them. Act like an adult. I'm fucking sick of these adult toddlers. Everywhere. Fucking sick of it. Step up or step down. You step down, you die. There's no future for you. Simple choice. Do it.